starts here. That's how I feel. You not gonna get that hell out over my head. The Tempur-Pedic Goodness makes sleep feel cool. So no more sweating all night or blasting the air conditioner. Because the Tempur-Breeze feels up to 10 degrees cooler. All night long. 5 degrees.
Yo, what's up, boys? I am back at it again. We covered, like Trump stuff, like Trump news, obviously. You'll look at articles, these same old usual articles, like at videos. The DSA call me fuck lost yesterday. Thank God for that. It's awesome. It's great that she lost. And we'll look at reacts. We haven't looked at reacts at all this week because, we were covering the primaries yesterday. Then we were covering our stuff on Monday. So, we were been pretty busy with all that stuff. So, all right, boys, let's get straight into it, shall we? Get straight into it, shall we? Let's see. Okay. Good. See if there's anything or did Trump speak today? If Trump didn't speak today, I'll mention this real quick. Caroline Leavitt will be leaving. Will be stepping down as the press secretary at the end of the month. She says she's gonna step down to spend time with her family. She just had like another kid. Thank goodness for that. She sucked. She only got that job off her looks. She wasn't very good. She was just another fucking lying mouthpiece for the administration. She was a condescending fucking liar. She was an entitled bitch that, is a fucking gold digger. She's literally married to a 6-year-old man because the only reason why she's married to a 6-year-old man because the dude is fucking wealthy as fuck and he probably wanted some tight, wet pussy because she's like 20, she's like 27, 28. She's still probably like a tight, wet pussy. So she probably just wants some young pussy. So she probably does get like a tight, wet pussy. So that's the only thing she wanted. Although will be replacing her as the press secretary. Hope someone's actually competent, not a fucking incompetent mouthpiece. I can't stand her. So I get straight to the and all that. So just do that. This is not how you maybe yes, no. There's nothing there. Okay. Let's get into the articles quickly. We haven't looked at any of the articles actually because we've got to the midterm stuff. All right, let's go.
I just kind of vaguely somebody told me today.
All right, this is about the midterms, more midterm stuff. We cover a lot of the midterm candidates. We're in midterm season. We're in the doorstep of the midterms. A very close, important time in the country right now, especially these midterms are the most important one. Most important really other midterms because luckily one has gone out, so that's good. We need to get more of these people out of here. Main focus are weighing concerns about both U.S. Senate candidates with agencies over Republican Senator Susan Collins cites President Trump outpacing concerns about Democratic challenger Troy Jackson and progressive alignment, according to a Fox News statewide poll released Wednesday. God damn it. Collins has represented Maine in a sense since 1997. Wow, I didn't realize she's been in that long. I thought she was been here since early 2000s. I didn't realize she's been here since the 90s. Jesus Christ. Winning her fifth term in 2020 by nearly 9 percentage points. New survey shows more than Half of main voters, or 55%, are turning her phone record lines with President Trump too often, while 43% are worried Jackson is too close to the Democratic Socialist movement. He's basically just like our tank. Troy Jackson is too close to the Democratic Socialist movement. 25% says extremely, 18% very, 20% not at all, not very, then 29% not at all. Susan Collins aligns with Trump. 40% say extreme, 15% very, 60% not very, 27% not at all. So a lot of people are more concerned that she votes so much with Trump than first George Jackson being called for the DSA. So by a 14-point margin, more independents are worried Collins is too close to Trump than are concerned that Jackson is too close to the Democratic Socialists. Jackson is a fifth-generation lawyer from Allagash, a former president of the Maine Senate, replaced Graham Pliner as the Democratic nominee in July after Pliner withdrew amid an assault allegation. Jackson's candidacy makes the contest more of a referendum. On Collins, 61% of his supporters say their vote is mainly against Collins, up from 40% when Pliner was the opponent. Only 36% say they're voting for Jackson, down from the Pliner 50%. This is another poll. Would you describe your vote as mainly from Troy Jackson against Susan Collins? 36% for Troy Jackson, 61% against Susan Collins. Susan Collins say 1% say for her, then 27% against Troy Jackson. The contrast is even clear for Collins. 71% of her backers say they're voting mainly for her. Just 27% are voting against Jackson, down from 45% when it was Pliner, despite a major change in the Democratic ticket. The survey finds the main Senate race remains competitive. Jackson tops Collins by 2 percentage points, 48% to 46%. Well within the survey margins of sampling error in June, Collins was ahead of Pliner by 3 points. Since then, Collins' support is down 4 points, while Jackson does 1 point better than Pliner. This is like the approval. 40% right now this month for Troy Jackson, 46% are for Susan Collins. And this was, back in June, so it's changed the last 2 months. Among these subgroup of voters who rate themselves a 10 out of 10 on certainty, vote Jackson's age increases to 4 points, 50% to 46. By 8-point margin, more of those backing Collins say their choice is locked in. 5 Jackson supporters say they may change their mind before voting, roughly 9 out of 10. Partisans back their respective candidate, while independents narrowly prefer Jackson. Jackson's best group includes liberals, women with a college degree, those under age of 35. He also leads among men under the age of 45. In those in union households, he favors women by 4 points, while men he really does that, are evenly divided. Collins' biggest support comes from conservatives, evangelical Christian men, ages 45 and up without a college degree. She's also ahead among rural and married voters. Platiner's numbers in June, Jackson mostly holds steady with key constituents, including women voters with a college degree and suburban voters, while making gains among those under 45. 12 points better than Pliner at the same time Collins' previous 10. Point advantage among men has evaporated among almost all MAGA Republicans back Collins, but that draws to 3/4 among non-MAGA Republicans. Julian and 1/5 back non-MAGA back Jackson. For Jackson, almost all supporters of the Democratic, actually DSA movement, back him. But it falls to two-thirds among non-DSA Democrats and independents, replacing Platinum for Jackson, as well as two other factors to assert themselves opposed to President Trump. And they decide for change. Give me a second, sorry, that changed the soul.
I saw the name of the New York City financier.
Sorry.
I saw financial man.
Sorry about that. Say Republican pollsters Darren Young, who conducts the polls for Fox News, and the Democrats like Christians referred to two games before. The race remains close, and I never count Collins out, but you have to give a slight edge to the Democrats here. That's, I guess, this guy right here. Collins is the only GOP senator run for re-election this year from a state Trump lost in 2024. Former Vice President Kamala Harris won the Pine Tree State by 7 points. Meanwhile, Trump's personal favorable ratings unwon by 20 points, 39% favorable and 59% unfavorable. Democrats view Maine as a must-win efforts to take control of the Senate. Inflation remains the top issue in Maine. Wallingford said it will be the most important factor in deciding your Senate vote. The other priorities are immigration, border security, healthcare, and political divisions within the country. Lamar Jackson's lead is built on the support of the 4-10 who say they're fall behind financially, where he lands lead by 29 points. Ratings of Collins are unfavorable by 10 points, 44% to 54%, which is more negative than in June when it ranged for underwater by 3 points to 47% to 50%. Jackson's favorable rating is positive by 0.4% favorable and 46% unfavorable. Views of both Senate candidates are more positive than those on their respective local parties. Voters who held negative opinions of both candidates referred Jackson by 3 points in the enforced race, while those viewed both major parties unfavorably backed him by 22 points. Ratings for MAGA and the DSA were about equally negative, with MAGA at minus 19 points and DSA minus 21. However, there is more intensity in views of MAGA as 50% have a strong unfavorable opinion of it compared to 38% saying the same about DSA. This is, I guess, the other people end up angry. See that 52% favorability, 37% unfavorable favorability. Then there's 8% so never heard of. Troy Jackson got 4%, 47% favorability, 46% unfavorable. Susan Collins, 44% favorability, 54% unfavorability. Democratic Party, 44% favorability, 54% unfavorability. Republican Party, 42% favorability, 56% unfavorable. Trump, 39% favorability, 59% unfavorable. 20 seconds. Sorry. Hey, I like doing this every fucking day.
You must keep that secret.
Sorry.
There's no option.
I hate doing this every. It just fucks up. It just fucks up.
Hope you do this well, big man.
Okay. MAGA movement 30% favorability, 57% unfavorable. Bobby Charles, I don't know who that is. 36% favorability, 42% unfavorability, 6% can't say, 17% never heard of it. I've never heard of this guy. Never heard of him. The DSA is even less popular. So the DSA, Hassan, your fucking party, it's less popular than this Hannah Pingree, Troy Jackson, Susan Collins, Democrat Party, Republican Party, Donald Trump, MAGA. They're more popular. Bobby Charles are more popular than the DSA, dude. Better take notes, my man. 31% favorability, 52% unfavorable, and 30% never heard of. Then Rick Bennett, 19% favorability, 30% unfavorability, 10% can't say, 4%, 42% never heard of. I never heard of him. Many more Democrats and Republicans say they're truly interested in the election. Dems plus 18, or more motivated to vote, Dems plus 9. But nearly equal numbers of both groups say they're certain to cast a ballot in November, Dems plus 3. In the governor's race, Democrats, this is the Democrats running for governor. Anna Pingree continues to lead Republicans. Bobby Charles by 11 points with a third-party candidate, Rick Benefit, got around 9%. Okay, that makes sense. Or probably that actually makes sense.
Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. All right. Okay.
Nearly free voters in tandem say their preferences in the race could change. Party loyalty plays a big part in Pingree's lead as more Democrats sign and Republicans 8% back. Charles Bennett favor her as well. Pingree's personal favorable rating is net positive by 15 points, 52% favorability. In person rating is underwater by 6, 36%, while 23% are unfamiliar with. Bennett is even less well known with a 52% and unable to rate him. Alright, so it's currently neck and neck in Maine. Obviously, you know that people were talking about that race a lot when Plattner was in there. Also, Plattner to drop out with his. Obviously, he was a terrible candidate. He had terrible faults, especially with the Nazi tattoo and all the sexual assault allegations. Troy Jackson is basically like another DSA person, but minus the Nazi tattoo and minus the, the rape allegations. I didn't realize Susan Collins has been there that long. I knew she'd been there for like a long time. I thought she'd go to like the early 2000s. I had no idea she's been there since like the late 90s. Yeah, like I'm not a fan of Susan Collins. It's kind of dumb that the media is saying she's MAGA. She's not MAGA. She's a moderate Republican. She's not MAGA. I think she voted to impeach Trump. She voted against his tax cuts. Yeah, she voted against his tax cuts, and she's voted against some of the stuff he wants to do. So, I understand why people in Maine are concerned about the economy. I am too. That's the reason why the midterms are so important, because of the economy. I've looked at every single poll in different states for cancer. Top issues is the economy, because the economy is a current issue right now. Inflation's up. Gas prices are up. Unemployment's stagnant a bit. It's kind of slightly, but still kind of stagnant. Jobs markets haven't done that well. So yeah, that should be the most important issues. Some of the economy, how are you gonna fix healthcare, what are we gonna do about crime, immigration. That's what we talk about in the midterms. So those are the more important issues, in my opinion, some of the cultural identity politics. So we have to see who's gonna win. It kind of looks like Troy Jackson might win, but who knows, Susan Collins might win. So I think it's gonna be a neck and neck race. If I had to say right now, I'll probably say Troy Jackson will probably win. I don't know a lot about him, but obviously he's definitely a socialist. He's part of definitely leftist. But it seems he's not as bad as Grant Plattner was. I have no idea. But I just think it's kind of dumb that they chose based on their socialist type, and that bullshit of the DSA favorability in Maine is 31%. Is Trump's more popular than the DSA up there. So Susan Collins and the cancer record governor and the Republican Democratic Party are more popular than the DSA up there. So yeah, we have to wait and see what happens. It's if obviously the reason why I've been talking about this, in Maine, because it kind of decides who's gonna control the Senate. If Troy Jackson wins, he'll basically give a big, huge chance for the Democrats to take the Senate. If Susan Collins wins, the Republicans will keep the Senate majority, because they're more likely, they're going to lose the House. I think they're going to lose the House and the Senate, in my opinion, because they've done such a bad job. We have to wait and see. The midterms are 84 or 83 days away, so we're getting closer. We're still 3 months, so. Yeah, we have to we just have to like wait and see. So wait and see. All right, let's look at more. So Caroline Levitt's is fucking Christ of serving as press secretary with being the mother she wants to be to her two young children. Serving as the White House press secretary over the past year and a half has been the honor adventure of a lifetime, Levitt wrote. Levitt thanked Trump for giving her an opportunity to work in the West Wing, travel, and represent his administration from the White House briefing room. Fuck. I don't want to stick on this fucking thing before Levitt thanked Trump for. Okay, we looked at that. Most of all, I'm thankful to the president for entrusting me with the distinct privilege of speaking on his behalf at the White House podium. I have spoken with great pride about the many historic accomplishments of this administration. I have relished holding the liberal media accountable, ensuring the American people hear the truth about President Trump's assassination. Levitt said becoming a member again while holding one of the White House most main public-facing jobs ultimately drove for the decision to leave. Being a mother and welcoming a new baby while working in one of the most demanding jobs in the world has been the most rewarding yet challenging season of my life. To say the least, the truth is, since returning to the White House after the birth of my daughter, I have felt in my heart I cannot be the best mom to my two young children and serve all the following the consistent time, energy, and attention required of the White House press secretary, and that is why I'm ultimately made the bittersweet decision to depart the White House and embark on a new chapter of my life. Levitt says she'll remain involved in Trump's provoking politics after leaving the White House. President Trump has asked me to continue to serve as a top advisor to him. On the outside, I always remained a vocal advocate for MAGA and the Republican Party. She's also made it clear that she plans to remain politically active. My fight is entering a new phase, but so far from over. Levitt, 28, became the youngest White House press secretary in history when Trump returned to office in January 2025. She briefly served as the national press secretary for Trump's 2024 presidential campaign and worked in the White House press office during his first administration. Levitt recently returned to the White House after taking leave following the birth of her second child and a daughter in May. Trump separately praised Levitt in announcing departure. Become one of his top outside. Our wonderful White House press secretary and one of my trusted aides, Caroline Levitt, will be leaving her role at the end of the month so she can spend more time with her beautiful baby. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. Sorry. Sometimes I can't see at times. Her beautiful young children and family. A decision I totally understand and respect, Trump said. Caroline will now be one of my top outside advisors and influential voice within the Republican Party as we work to defy history and conclusively win the midterm elections. Trump praised Levitt's work in the White House and one of his political campaigns. 2 seconds, sorry. Caroline has been a real leader in the White House and has done a phenomenal job fighting for justice, liberty, and freedom since 2018. Wow, she was there at 20 years old. I hate Jesus Christ. Including our historic re-election campaign of 2024, Caroline has been one of the most one of the best White House press secretaries in the history of the office. Not just been one of the worst. Thank you, Caroline, for your job. Well done. Vice President J.D. Vance also praised Lovett. Following the announcement pointing to both her effectiveness as press secretary and demands of the job for a young parent. Caroline has one of the hardest jobs in the administration, dealing with the relentless attacks from the fake news media. Jesus Christ. And she did the job with grace, wit, and smile on her face. She has been one of the most effective voices in articulating and defending the president's agenda. And I'm incredibly grateful to her. Vance said he understood the challenge Levitt faced, balanced position with a rising family. I've had the opportunity to get to know Caroline over the past few years, and I know how difficult yet rewarding a constant job like this can be for a young parent. We're sad to see her go, but I know she'll continue to do great things. White House user Susan Wells called Levin nothing short of extraordinary to balance professional and financial family responsibilities. You're taking one of the toughest jobs in Washington and confidence, discipline, grace, and unmatched ability to deliver the president's message. Simply put, you are the greatest press sec. Wallace has also praised Love as a wife and mother and said she was excited to see what her next chapter looks like. Secretary of State Marco Rubio also wished Levitt and her family well following the announcement. Caroline has been a critical part of President Trump's team and has played a pivotal role in historic accomplishments of the most transparent administration in American history. Wishing her and her family nothing but the best in the next chapter. FBI Director Cash Patel also praised Levitt, pointing out the next chapter. Thank you, Caroline, a true friend and one of the greatest to ever stand at the podium. He wrote on X, you have handled the job with strength, clarity. Grateful for everything you've given this fight. Excited for what's next. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, man. Erica Clark has also congratulated Levitt on her tenure, praising her as an example for young Americans, supporting her decision to prioritize her family. Family always comes first. There is wisdom and strength in knowing what season God is calling you into having courage. Polly Kirk thanked Levitt for his service and she was eager to see what comes next. Your family is blessed to have you. Cannot wait to see what God has stored for you. Okay, Trump did not immediately name successor to Levitt as White House press secretary. All right. Okay. So she was there for a year and a half. Looks like she'll still be in the administration, just in a different role. I understand why she wants to step down. She just had another kid. I understand that she wants to spend time with her family. I understand. I completely understand that. It's definitely it'd be kind of hard to see your family, see your kids, and you're constantly traveling with with Trump, going to different events, traveling to different countries when Trump's see different world leaders and all that stuff. So hopefully he gets an actual press secretary who's actually not a bot, who's actually not just gaslighting people, who doesn't constantly get fucking defensive over anybody in the media that disagrees with them. Because every time someone in me disagrees, she would really call a left wing hack or just any of the with aid and all that stuff. She was just in my opinion, she was just a condescending, entitled bitch. In my opinion, I'm not gonna miss her. To be honest with you, she's got that job of good looks. Come on, it's come on. So who cares about that? For a second.
Somehow managed to do
Sean reported one to go look at. I don't care about the stupid Air Force jet, man. It's stupid. Big.
We're using the trash. Wait, where you trash guys?
Say one here. Outside, there's GOP rifles. You know that's. Oh my god, bro, this is so stupid. This is what our fucking politics has turned to, guys. It's so petty. Yeah, Mike Rogers is 63 years old, dude. Jesus Christ. Why don't you just fucking debate him, pussy, dude? Fuck him. Stupid. Michigan Democratic Senate candidate Abdul El-Sayed recently escalated his feud with Republican nominee Mike Rogers, who is more than 20 years older than El-Sayed, challenging the former FBI agent to a bout of football after accusing Rogers of being too afraid to debate him. Since you're too afraid to debate me, how about you hold me accountable on the football field? Said outside post on Wednesday. Tackle, no pads. Like we used to play when we were kids. I'll have to show you how much I love football. Yeah, Mike Rogers is 63 and outside's 41, dude. It's like a massive advantage. Bro, it's like, come on. The unusual challenges comes as Rogers seeks to turn outside's past criticism of football culture into a campaign liability, while outside has recently leaned into sports fitness through the defense of masculinity as he courts male voters. The exchange quickly became personal, with Rogers campaign mocking outside's high reverend accepting the challenge. Outside X post was responsive clip of Rogers criticizing him for past comments he made on topics such as football and the 4th of July. This guy spent hours hating on what most Michiganders would enjoy their pastime. He should be held to account for that, Rogers said on Fox News. These are views that yelled, and he was pretty strong about it, but he knew that you had to leave him all. If people really know who he was, they wouldn't vote for him in October of 2021. His essay, El-Sayed wrote that toxic masculinity at the heart of America's most popular sport and men's sports culture more generally is way deeper than few emails or a Jay-Z turnaround. Though some have argued there is evidence of El-Sayed hating football, Democratic Senate hopeful played football team. He called sports his lifeline. While El-Sayed has sharply criticized toxic elements of male sports culture, he has also defended masculinity and cheated Democrats for taking down to men, often posting fitness-related content as part of strategic to appeal to male voters. Rogers' campaign targeted El-Sayed posted by mocking his height. Just give me a second, dude. Sorry. That's an awful tall threat come from down there that Mike Rogers World X posted. Rogers' official campaign posted a GIF of Will Ferrell saying he's angry elf in response to El-Sayed's challenge. El-Sayed is listed at 5'9" during his University of Michigan lacrosse career. A 2008 news story. However, he was him at 5'8", 8 inches. Bro, this is so stupid. Bro, this is one of fucking politics. It's fucking one-liners. That's what the last fucking free election debates in the presidential debates are about dropping one-liners who say the most personal insulting thing, who's the most retarded, who's fat, who's got a bigger dick. It's just so stupid. Why can't we actually just debate on fucking issues? Who cares if El-Sayed made some weird comments about football, man? It's so stupid. Why can't we just talk about the state of the economy? Why can't we talk about the state of healthcare in this country? Why can't we talk about, about what are you going to do, with the war in Iran? Are you going to vote against to keep the war going? Are you going to vote against to end it? Are you going to pass any amendments to fix the economy, to balance, the budget, to give more funding for, infrastructure, it's schools, healthcare, making life affordable for people in Michigan. Not this fucking nonsense shit. This is so fucking petty, dude. It's just, I swear it's gotten so stupid over the last like 10 years now. It's like, just talk about how you make life in Michigan affordable for people that live in Michigan, not who's drunk a better one-liners. It's so stupid, man. No one actually cares. How is 1v1, 1v1 fucking football gonna do anything? How's that gonna help people in Michigan? It's not. It's just, oh my god, it's so stupid. It's so embarrassing. It's just literally so embarrassing. It really is, dude. So, Tim Scott goes Earth on outside. He's for Moss and he's against America. That's true. Go look at another fucking outside one. It says Tim Scott. The Senate GOP election chief said Michigan voters have a clear-cut choice to pick a Trump-backed Republican or support an insurgent progressive who is for Hamas by going with Dr. El Sayed. You're talking about socialism, Marxism, communism, and someone who just not like America. Senator Tim Scott told Fox News the only thing he's not against is Hamas. He's for Hamas, but he's against America. Scott is the chairs of the National Republican Senatorial Committee, and Republicans are ramping up their rhetoric against outside who eke out a win secured the Democratic nomination for Senate Michigan's last week against more moderate Representative Haley Stevens. They're pouncing on Earth hot takes he made in the past is proxy to Twitch streamer Son Hiker. And the request to paint outside as a far-off candidate with extremist ties. Republicans believe that they have a real shot at flipping Michigan's open seat after Senator Gary Peters opted to retire Scott and coming to former Representative Mike Rogers, who was the GOP nominee in 2024 as the main secured the seat. I've always believed that the wind's at my back, and I've always believed that the momentum on our side. Scott said, and there's no doubt about when you look at the underlying conditions that you much rather be Mike Rogers than El Sayed. For starters, Rogers has President Trump's backing in a state that he just won over 1 point in 2024 after a 4.4 swing from 2020 when former President Joe Biden had the state. Rogers has also hasn't had to deal with a messy primary like his previous run against Senator Alyssa Stockton, who eked out a victory over the former House Intelligence Committee chair by just over 20,000 votes. 2 years ago, it was a slog for Mike Rogers. He had a very expensive primary in August in such a 6-day sprint to the finish line. Scott said this time he has more cash over and better ground game than ever. He's a strong, powerful, positive candidate. He is well known in Michigan. And so what you're going to see as we head towards the finish line is Michiganders will make the right decision for their future. For America's future, and there will be Mike Rogers. You continue, I will say on the other side, it's not going to go into the past. It's not going to go to a different alternative universe. Outside, meanwhile, has dealt with the inverse. He's just over 1 week from a big primary against Stevens in Michigan State Senate. Senator Marley McNamara, who eventually dropped out roughly a month before the primary election. He emerged victorious despite being vastly outspent in one of the most expensive primaries ever. And after running a campaign that pushed further left and the Democratic establishment and against Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. Shortly after his victory, Schumer and Senator Christian Gillibrand released the Senate Democrats' campaign arm went about stitching together the wounds from a primary bloodbath. Democrats are united by a common purpose, putting a check on Donald Trump by defeating his Republican enablers and taking back the Senate. They say in the joint statement, we look forward to work with Abdul and Democrats across Michigan to win the seat in November. They'll shoot for the Democrats South and team back outside. Scott attended the second for Sonic. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Alright, we're good. There's no doubt that Abdul al-Sayed represents the worst part of the Democratic Party, which is becoming, unfortunately, the most consistent voice of the Democratic Party, Scott said. Yeah, hopefully this guy loses. This guy is just like, it's just a fucking toxic piece of shit asshole that his father is legit has accepted like funds from terrorist organizations like Hamas, same as Abdul Sayed. Also, he lied about not being wealthy. He literally has a net worth of over $2.1 million. He lied about being a doctor. He never completed his residency. He doesn't have a medical license. He's hypocrite. We talked about he's against private property, even though he owns 3 private properties in the Middle East. Saying he's against landlords. You're a landlord. And his wife he's a psychiatrist, runs her own private psychiatrist practice, doesn't accept health insurance, so he can't make the argument for Medicare for all. And he's like, he has like a soft spot for Islamic with terrorists, and he's never condemned October 7th. He never really, same with like 9/11, but mainly with October 7th. He's made bad comments about Jewish people, like all that stuff. He's coached up with a sign. He said that Mike Rogers feels uncomfortable in the States. He's basically kind of harassment, violence. So yeah, this guy is just full of shit. He's a piece of shit asshole. He's a loser. He doesn't really care about you. He just cares about just profiting while he's in office. That's what he's basically been doing his entire life. So hopefully Mike Rogers, talks about affordability, talking about healthcare, talking about how he deals this Iran war, and trying to make make Michigan a more affordable, cheaper state. That's what you should be talking about, not this bullshit that al-Sayed was talking about. So this is not what I'm going to look at. Bro. That keeps on giving, man. There is more fucking retarded clip of this guy. Like I said, he's like Hassan. He's the gift that keeps on giving. He is. Okay, let's see what this retard's saying. Abdul al-Sayed, Democratic nominee. God damn, I have to change my fucking song again. Sorry. Abdul al-Sayed, Democratic nominee for Senate in Michigan, said he felt religiously obligated to follow Sharia complicated practice and service in 2009 interview with the New York Times. That's interesting. Ooh, that's interesting, dude. Ultimately, the question is, when I die, I stand before God and God, and I did my life. I don't want to say I did the easy way instead of the Sharia compliment way, as I told the Times. Not because of fear, because of obligation. Else I enrolled in medical school. Sorry. This fucking thing is. Rollville at med school at the time and was discussing his decision to seek out Sharia complicated mortgage for a condo while he was virtually college south of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Sharia laws generally prohibits inheritance from taking out loans bearing interest. A popular alternative mortgage among Muslim Americans is a long-term payment plan that add additional value to the purchase of the price of a home in a venue of charging interest. In addition to prohibit interest, Sharia law is also traditionally prescribed death for people who leave Islam and place strict restrictions on what women can do to allow child marriage. He's the gift that keeps on giving. Please, more of this shit needs to keep coming out. Please, I just love. There's just more of this. This is good. Abdul believes in the separation of church and state. Campaign spokeswoman Roxy Richner told the Washington Free Beacon, which first reported on the resurfaced comments while he personally lives by the rules of his faith, as many Americans of various faiths do. Abdul opposes any effort by any religious community to write their faith laws into the laws of our country. Al-Sayed has spoken out against bans of Sharia law. Of course he has. They argue such efforts are rooted in white supremacy. Of course. The state of Oklahoma voted referendum to amend the Constitution to ban Sharia law. What does this mean? I don't know yet. I don't know it yet. He felt it's banned anyway. He said in 2022, the same-sex forces that drive Native people from their land 2 centuries ago, destroyed Black Wall Street a century ago, bombed a building decades ago, and tried to ban Sharia law not a decade ago. Those forces are alive and well today. The reason why I want to go all the way back into the 1830s is because you can't understand Sharia ban without understanding the Trails of Tears. You can't understand the efforts to uproot Muslim Americans without understanding the Tesla massacre. You cannot understand the challenges we face today without understanding white supremacy. Oh, fucking course, he's using the race card. Typical leftist. Typical fucking leftist tanky fuck. Del El-Sayed generally takes progressive stance on social issues. Of course he does. He has also maintained associations with most religious figures linked with Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. While Farrakhan leads, Farrakhan has made a number of controversial statements over the years, including calls to reduce termite, suggesting that the white people are not fully involved. Like I said, dude, he's the gift that keeps on giving. He's for Sharia law, so he's basically okay with like child marriage and having a bunch of heavy restrictions on women. He called Jewish people termites. He said if you ban Sharia law, you're a white supremacist. He's just a race baiter piece of shit. Like I said, if that keeps on giving, I hope that there's more of these that come out. Please be more of this, man. Please show more of this fucking piece of shit. You just keep exposing this retard. Oh my god, I love it, dude. I love it. I fucking love it. Please be more. Please be more, man. Oh my god, what a fucking loser. Alright, there's one about the tanky that lost yesterday. Madison, Wisconsin, 7 days after Progressive Abdul El-Sayed nearly edged moderate Representative Haley Stevens in the Battleground, Michigan Democratic Senate primary. State Representative Francisca Hahn was upset Tuesday in her bid to capture the Democratic government nomination in the neighboring Wisconsin. The primary was closely watched as the high stakes status whenever the Battleground Democrats favored the party's progressive wing or the establishment ahead of November's general election. On a state lawmaker From Madison, a member of the Democratic Socialists of America, was defeated by Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley, who topped her by race-raking fan March after polling shows she was seemingly large lead. After the close contest, Wisconsin Democratic voters expressed lingering concerns over the rising progressive electability, leading many to line up behind Crowley and said, "I would have liked to have voted for her, but I wasn't sure if she would win, so I voted for Crowley." Linda Pullman, a Madison native, told Fox News analysts after election results came in, adding that many local Democrats felt the same way. That actually said, "I didn't want to win," said Elsie, a Madison college student who said she was disappointed. Crowley was backed by retiring Democratic Governor Tony Evers, with both warning that the nominate Hahn could jeopardize Democratic-controlled governor's mansions in November. Hahn far-left views and clumsy efforts of Patrick from extreme positions like wanting to abolish U.S. Senate and cancel Thanksgiving made her a potential liability in the election. In Wisconsin, a Cornell swing state, I think it was just they call it consolidation at the very end. That's when a lot of people make up their minds. Madison resident Jonathan Greenberg told Fox News Evers endorsed her opponent. "I think a lot of people got cold feet worried about whether she could play up north, and there were just a little bit more sensitive than people a bit to the left." Crowley will now face off in November against Republican nominee Representative Tom Tiffany, a House Freedom Caucus member backed by President Trump. The race is considered one of the GOP's top flip opportunities nationwide. Voters backed Crowley cited fears over Hahn with fire against Tiffany statewide. Unless you get a fight, I thought you could beat Tiffany, a Crowley voter named Joshua told Fox News. Tim, another Crowley voter, said he remained on the side for quite a while before casting his ballot. Seeing Hahn was not doing very well against Tom Tiffany, who I think would be very devastating to the state. Tim said, "Can a progressive ever win? Yeah, I do think right now is the time, not necessarily." Other voters pointing out the Hahn's past controversial positions, including previous comments regarding defunding the police. She appealed to some people and he appealed to some more moderate. Said Crowley supported Natalie McFadden. Some of the things that she said, even if she doesn't really believe it now, like defund the police, I don't think swing voters will vote for that. Even if some who cast their ballots for Hahn admitted to lingering anxiety over her baggage, I was definitely worried that some of the things she said in the past would come back together, said Aaron, who voted for Hahn despite various concerns over her electability. Hahn, a 37-year-old former chef and single mother, drew endorsements from nationally known progressives like Representative Ilhan Omar and Ro Khanna of California. However, Senator Bernie Sanders normally declines to endorse her last, saying he was not familiar enough with her campaign or the state race. Yeah, there's no way she was ever going to win. Why would you vote for somebody who basically, obviously the Thanksgiving comments is very stupid. That's just retarded, she said. But why would you vote for someone who says she's for defunding the police? Basically, where she says, "Yeah, I don't really give a fuck about crime, I'm going to defund the police." Like, that's not going to make your state safe. If you say, "Oh yeah, we're going to defund the police, we're going to abolish the police," or we're going to do a 17% tax increase, like on the upper middle class. That's not going to resonate with people in Wisconsin. Same with her position like on healthcare, basically taking taxes out of your fucking wages and increase your taxes for free healthcare. That's not gonna resonate with people up there. Trying to think what else that will not resonate. Like the state-run banks that obviously was a disaster. It's been tried and it's failed because of the issues with too much high debt. Like they Australia that problems with like high debt and businesses weren't able basically pay for their investments because the bank couldn't help them because of the high debt and high deficits. So all the stuff you see would be catastrophic for the people of Wisconsin. That's why they chose the more moderate route. So that's the reason why. So yeah, try to see another one to go look at. Just a second.
That was the PMC, high level PMC.
Wait a second. Fuck, just give me a minute. Sorry. Sorry, give me a second.
I'm exactly like Batman. Oh my god. Oh, that's so great. That's so great. Oh god. Okay, listen. I had to make very quick decisions. Very quick decisions.
Sorry, guys.
That was the right decision.
We'll look at one more article, then we'll get to the Fox's fees. We didn't do that yesterday because we're looking at the primaries for the midterms. We watched Hunter Biden and Tucker, interview. So that's what I was doing yesterday. America's AI boom isn't jobs on team, not an excuse for universal basic income. It's like anything game last time, really. Okay. All right. Let's go look at Fox News videos now. Since we look at some of us we looked at better articles today than we did Monday. So let's go do that real quick. So yeah. All right, we're good. Get rid of that. That was yesterday. Get Fox News. I have to watch that in a minute. We'll probably watch that one. It's talking about Sean Hannity, talking about the sign. Sean Hannity was supposed to debate Hassan being Chicken Alpha. I don't know why, dude. Just Hassan wants to fucking debate you. Fox News needs to have Hassan on one of the shows because Hassan says he wants to go on there. I think it's hilarious if he went on there. All right, we'll go look at this one. Just talking more about her losing yesterday, so we'll go look at that real quick. Everything else easy. So it's just been a great relationship. Yeah, it's kind of funny how these polls have been. I'll just say something real quick. It's just kind of funny how inaccurate these polls have been recently. They had her winning by 20 points. She was projected to blow him away. And he won by 0.4%. And same with LSI. LSI was supposed to be just by 14%. She only beat him by one. He beat her by 1.5%. It just kind of shows how inaccurate these polls have been recently. Same with the polls that said that they were combo for Trump, they were wrong. Same with the ones in 2016 that favored Hillary over Trump, they were wrong. We need to actually poll more people. It's bullshit. It's just my opinion.
It's not.
Yeah, she didn't give an endorsement. She didn't get an endorsement from AOC and Bernie Sanders. So she have a crazy can. She was too crazy for them, man. That's saying something, dude.
23 hits, 0 kills.
Dang. Those look good. I don't really think this game. Now I don't know if he can win comeback player of the year because
I think she was like the incumbent. She won by a lot. She won by 20 points. That was supposed to be what this handshake was supposed to be to Crowley. She's currently in the Senate.
Situations matter.
She's currently in the Senate. That was even close. Well, we're going to the runoff.
He came back.
Be right back. I just gonna go to get cookies. I'll be right back. Sorry. Be right back.
We need somebody to overcome an injury. Right. No, guys, like, come on, man. I think they changed
tonight.
But I think Jonathan Taylor can. Now,
Two ones.
it's just so hard because these quarterbacks be putting up these unbelievable numbers. They have 40 touchdowns and 3-4 interceptions on Joe.
You know what? Let's just take a deep breath.
But I
Deep
think
breath. We're gonna re-gear.
Jonathan Taylor playing. I mean,
We're gonna go
he
for a
puts
little
up
bit.
18, 19
Just a
hundred
little
yards.
bit.
Let's
We're
get
going- let's get a small
down.
Let's get a small down. We've been going
It's
through
gonna be hard to
big
overlook
wins,
that. Yeah.
and you know,
I mean, look
win
at those,
big,
12
wins
football,
you
53.
can lose big. But let's just get
And he had another 3 touchdowns.
Let's get a small
So
win.
he's over
Let's get a
800
small
yards.
win. Recuperate,
How many touchdowns does he have, Ash?
recalibrate,
12? Well,
and that's what we do. And that's what we'll do.
I mean,
What you get more about cookies? Hungry. You had to wait. See, look.
Right now.
well, Mahomes is Mahomes is look like Mahomes.
As always. Now
Uh,
they're back healthy.
Rage beyond your comprehension.
Who else
I'm
played well?
filled with rage.
You mentioned Daniel
I'm
Jones
seething
played
with
well.
anger. I'm seething with anger.
Dak was
I
playing
may
well,
have a
but I
smile,
don't think it was enough
But
games.
I can.
That's the problem. They're what is they
If
3,
you
4,
give me the launch codes, everybody's paying the price. Oh shit! Everyone is paying the price.
They got the Eagles coming up
What
here
has been
soon.
done?
Was she considered a tanky, or she was just more like a Rokanda type?
I'm going for the. I'm going everybody. Everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody's just check is you know how when you try to choose something there's that option.
By 20, by 20%.
Check all lunch. Check all lunch.
Damn.
So he's on pace. He's on pace to
Everyone
break
respect.
LT's record.
No,
One mistake.
there's still fucking way too out there. Still way too out there.
There's no compromise. I have been wrong. I have been wrong. There's some things that are inexcusable. There's some things that are not inexcusable. And what has happened to me
That's terrible.
these last 3 days?
Well, she hates capitalism. She would have destroyed the she would have destroyed the economy in Wisconsin, which she would take over the meat production.
Not great.
Comparatively,
Monday, today have been the worst days to talk about. I haven't played, so Tuesday, comparatively, was actually decent. It was actually like okay. But like again, not be comparative. Like relatively speaking, have you heard the theory of relativity? So when if I'm getting absolutely ass fucked by a 40-inch black dildo for 12 hours.
Yeah, but Rondé, Monty Ball.
The frog is doing stuff again. Get your dad. Get your dad. Get your dad.
He never was in NFL when he was in college.
Right.
They call him the Great Dane.
He was supposed to win by 14%. He only won by 1.5.
So Wisconsin running back scared.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
But he's been better than
my
advertised.
speech in these strikes.
Better. I mean, he's Jonathan Taylor.
And
He got
Mr.
beat the Friday. He ball like he rolled
I'm
out.
gonna get some one good,
Or he rolled out.
good up there. Thank you, my boy.
But it's gonna be interesting.
They should need to pull more people.
It's not over yet, you know. Josh Allen.
They need to pull like 50% of Republicans, 50% of Democrats, and you know these not like independents for more of an accurate polling, in my opinion.
Let me listen. This next raid, I want you to pretend you're not seeing. I want you to pretend that you are alone. And the lights are off. It's after speed. You're warmed up. You're locked in. We are going in here, and we are not dying. We are not dying. This is our final stand.
Funny how she was solid for NBC for on Seinfeld for many, many years. Now she's like running for Senate. It's kind of crazy.
Wait, no. What? Wait.
That dude's a fucking idiot. He was never gonna win.
Windmill?
He is saying
We die on.
he's saying it's rigged. That he lost. He was always an idiot.
Do that.
He was a fucking doofus. Anyway, he knows he's a doofus. So
We'll have kids, and our kids will have kids. They're going to college, and they'll grow up and be really bright and smart gentlemen. And there'll be a giving tree. There'll be a giving tree. Now, I say we do one more round of positive team affirmation. Okay?
Over the 49ers, 46-15.
Give it to you, Scott.
Texas
You stop
Christian
it.
McCaffrey check. He had 25 yards rushing,
I
43 yards receiving.
appreciate
After piling up 200 yards.
I don't know a lot about that guy. I have no idea who this guy is.
This was the best that I've seen.
my legs have never
The only reason why I'm trying to pay attention to this race was this Han chick. I wasn't paying attention to this race like a week and a half ago, to be honest with you.
all of said spawns, and that there's a boss and all of his goons on the other side
Mac
of it.
Jones
My
determined.
Yeah.
Never looked
It's just-
in my life.
The problem with the polling is, it's just they're not polling enough people. You know, you need to poll. You probably need to poll at least 100,000 people to get more of an accurate poll. If you're only polling like 5,000 or 10,000 people, that's not enough. You need to poll like 50% of Republicans, 50% Democrats. Like in a strong percentage of like 14%, really 1.5%. So it's clear they're not doing the polling the right way. Also, people in Wisconsin were not ready for fucking tanky comments to be their governor, where she says where she hates communists and she wants to defund the police. She wants to government-run style, state-run banks. She basically wants to control the means production, the supply and demand, and basically the state is controlling the businesses. She doesn't believe in private property. Why do people in Wisconsin want to vote for her, man? Seriously. And also, she made stupid laws about Thanksgiving too, but, I'm talking more about her policies. Why do they really want to vote for that? That's why they chose the more moderate style. Who knows? He might be pretty good. I don't know a lot about this guy. I don't know a lot about this Tiffany guy. It's up to people in Wisconsin if they want to vote for this guy or if they want to vote for this Tiffany guy. Wait and see. It just makes her also. She was damn bad that even AOC and Bernie Sanders felt they need to endorse her. Those are the two biggest tankies in the government right now, and even they didn't want to endorse her. That's just an indictment on her, in my opinion. So that's just my opinion. So hopefully, like I said, this is a tie shifting, and these fucking loser commies. Primaries, and they start losing the generals, and we stuff these idiots in the lockers, and they never mention to the political space ever again. So, because we don't want these fuckers taking over our country. So, chat, I did watch the 5. I did watch the 5. I did watch it. I did watch the 5. I've been watching it the last couple of days. So I keep doing that. Sometimes when I'm bored, I don't know what to say. You say I'm a sucker. I don't care about the Iran shit. Oh god, is that Ben Shapiro? Oh god. So I guess Ben Shapiro was on Fox and Friends. What's this shit? Oh, this is an ad. I was confused for a minute. Oh, confused for a minute.
It was 32 but 51 for 227, and he got sacked 5 times. They were 2 that's the cheapest one. Stacking these hundreds up like coupons. So different number again. I get the stacking up. I'm untouchable. I get to represent money. You have 4 turns. You go with the jump. Bread out of love. Turbo on tic-tac-toe. Killing up the ultra. Selling up bombs. Bitch, do y'all. Serving these orders. 100 grand bars with a shop that's taller. Fill up that garage. Bitch, just small. Ain't no facade. Ain't no fugazi. I jump in. I get paid. Drop that rocks. I'm going crazy.
It's funny how all these fucking tanky people are fat women, dude. And they're like gay.
Let's ride. Where's Michigan again?
Until they get a quarterback.
Still getting in.
Okay. All right. Can we move on without him?
All right. I was getting that thing on how we backed out.
No, we're in the rain. She's going to take a second to reconnect. Let's clear the area. Let's clear
What's that Ben Shapiro on there, dude? God, Ben Shapiro is such a loser.
Right? He's safe over there? We're safe. Okay, good.
He's going to put that record so far out there. He might have 100 such
How
games.
safe is it? Scale 1 to 10.
100 such games. Look at it.
6 safety. Wait, this is the rat spot?
Oh, no one there. No one there.
I was 10 safe or 1 safe?
10 is safe. 10 is very safe.
It turned out it was 10.
One is not safe. One is Chicago. All right?
That's not safe.
Look,
I was in Chicago.
I
Hibernate.
Weird.
Donald is your best running back.
Where do we go now?
How many of
the 30 guys that he killed so
they
far
tried
in these
to
last
split
2
the
hours?
carriers that don't want to take somebody out. Rico Dowdle is the best running back right now.
All right, what task is that?
Well, let's go to the RBB. Let's go to the RBB. Come on, Hank. We're going on the
Why everybody's
dying.
What? Since we're going to the
Like
RBB.
3 yard to carry. Come on, man. Man, they be playing people feeling down feeling. I'm trying to win a game.
So
That man
it's a
be hot.
fireworks festival.
Jimmy, let me know when you're in. So I don't, okay, I see you.
Y'all
You're
ain't
in.
talking about the way he came back. He don't be.
100%. 100%. Now listen, I'm not wearing armor.
Rico
What do you guys just hand me your armor nice and tastefully?
Dowdle
Nice.
and
Give it
8
to the left,
carries.
too. Give it to the
54 yards, almost 7 yards of carry.
Give it to the
Man,
man.
12 carries,
Generous
34
to the
yards.
You're generous to the BB.
I forgot ours as well. I'd forgotten ours.
No, you look at it totally.
I like how I
Eddie
saw
Dalton
next to
had
it.
16 to 24, 175 yards.
Well, we ran back to our
And he
responsibility.
was sacked 7 times. His QBR
We went the wrong way.
was a good.
I would need you guys to sprint on ahead.
4 points.
And no armor. Zero
Right, you just don't get hit, all right?
Oh, you got it. Guys, I'm on the game.
We're talking about.
Josh Allen, 19, 163, a touchdown.
I'm locked in.
Trubisky even got it there, 2
I'm
of
so
4,
locked in
22
right
yards.
now.
But James Hill had a day of days. 19 carries, 216 yards, 11.4 carries, 2 touchdowns, that along with 64. Shakur caught one, went to the house.
How's she looking? How's she looking, boys?
That little stick right in corner.
Yeah.
She's looking good. She's looking good.
Real nice. Good little move.
She's looking good. She's
Oh,
looking
yeah,
good.
he shifted up.
You can get checked.
And the thing, the Bills lost to the Falcons, and the Falcons just laid
I
their
see
eggs
some
on the
kippers.
I think somebody was here.
Because we don't
The
know.
door's open here.
Oh,
Yeah, this is fun. I think somebody was here.
Some of this
It's gonna funny, man. That's actually kinda funny, dude.
We can't rush this guy.
Like, I don't like Ben Shapiro. I don't like his. I don't like a lot of his foreign policy. policy, he's way too much pro-Israel, but that's kind of funny what he said. So
Looking good, man. Looking good.
So I'm gonna check this back door window here. Guys,
The reason why they do it, Ocho, is why? Because they don't want somebody to give that information.
Is there any loot? Is there any good?
You get fined.
There is.
I didn't know it was a rule,
I
Ocho.
didn't stay
Everybody,
long enough.
before we played somebody. And I'm like, yeah, we
Shit,
knew
that's
John
inside.
was
Okay.
all week because he didn't practice.
I would be shooting Josh. I will be shooting Josh, guys. I will be
Oh,
shooting
y'all
Josh.
don't practice? He was on the injury report.
Not into the room. I will be shooting Josh. Not into the
Somebody's
room.
been here. Somebody's
Not into
100%
the
been here,
room.
though.
Oh, don't think he's. Oh, okay, guys. I'm turning around to shoot Josh. I'm turning around to
You
shoot
say,
Josh.
oh, you got hey, my man, Mike.
Carry all that loot.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Hold on, wait a second. Hold on, wait a minute.
oh shit,
Hold on.
this is in fucking Florida. Bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry, but that Yankees never gonna win in Florida. Florida's like Texas, man. We're fucking rednecks, dude. They're tropical rednecks, dude. They're never gonna vote for a fucking commie. Like, come on, especially in the South. Like, no way. So it would be different if Guy was like in a plus like 30 fucking tanky district or city in a Democratic state. Yeah, sure. Yeah, they hate Jewish people and they hate America. I agree.
Not crazy, but not too bad.
I agree with that.
I got 2 dog degations. I got the intelligence folders, and I got the 11 SRT cards.
Like I said, I actually agree with Ben Shapiro. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Ben Shapiro. Like, the reason why I'm not the biggest fan of Ben Shapiro is because I don't agree with his foreign policy. I don't like that he's like a neocon. You know, I don't like how he said, you know, it was the right decision. He wrote it on. It was like going to the Iraq War was a great decision. Even though it was a disaster, we went into like Iraq. Back in 2003 with false pretenses, there was never weapons of mass destruction. There was like no intelligence showing there's weapons of mass destruction. That was all just a lie. And also I don't like that he said that back in like 2011 he wished that Benjamin Netanyahu was the president of the United States. That just makes me uncomfortable. That America wants like a foreign leader to be the president of the United States in my country. I find that very, very disturbing. To be honest with you, it makes me very uncomfortable. I don't like that. So yeah, I don't like that at all. He's way too many. He's just he's wearing hats, obviously. Who criticize what's going on in Palestine. So I'm not really the biggest fan of his. To be honest with you, he's okay with just forever war in Iran, and even though it's destroyed the economy, he doesn't seem to really care about it because he's a big time neocon. So that's the reason why I'm not the biggest fan of his. But I agree with you said about the DSA people. They do not like the country. They hate America. They don't like Jewish people. They just want to turn the country to a fucking communist country, to like a socialist run shithole, basically. So, it's basically what they wanted to do. So Sean Hannity talking about his son again. So funny. Fox has just been talking about his son since like April. Now they're talking about the last couple of months. Sean Hannity was actually supposed to be his son, like on his podcast. And the son says he was gonna go on there. He was like looking forward to go on there, But for some reason, like Cheyenne, he backed out of it. It's like, dude, you talk about him every fucking day. Why not just debate? Like, I wouldn't mind debating Hassan. You know, I've talked about decent amounts on my stream. I wouldn't mind talking about, you know, debating him or anything like that if he ever wanted to. If you ever see this, Hassan, I would love to debate you on anything: capitalism, socialism, anything. I would love to debate you, dude. So. But I think that Cheyenne should debate Hassan. We'll watch this one. We'll watch this one, then we're gonna watch that one. Then we'll look at reacts. We haven't looked at reacts the last 2 days because we've been very busy with other things.
A day or two ago, they ended up releasing some sort of teaser or trailer or something for the MW4 campaign. Unfortunately, like to me, like I just don't really care what's happening in the story.
He did throw a fit. True. He says Fidel Castro was his hero. He loves Mao Zedong. He loves the USSR in China. He said all those things. Yeah, she talked about it, sorry.
See how this game works out. Surely.
It's been safe. Yeah, people, what's going to you? You don't worry, she's going to steal your turkey. She ain't gonna steal your turkey. Thanksgiving is safe. She ain't gonna steal your turkey. She ain't get rid of football. She ain't gonna get rid of your turkey.
The MW4 beta itself is out in less than 10 days, and I don't see much hype for it at all.
Yeah, but you barely squeaked by.
But I think the hype really just has to do with a lot of like
Well, one half.
Yeah, we're just judging it based on how it looks. It could just be completely different. In my last video, I was talking about what the worst spot is. It seems like the consensus is MW2 and Beta. I mean,
Bullshit. They mean all what they say. They're just saying to get elected.
Even if the Call of Duty is complete, I don't think that MW4 will actually be a bad Call of Duty. MW4 will probably give me a similar feeling to like the 07 in the sense that like it's not really the worst game ever, but people just don't love it. You know, like who really cares overall to defend it? It's not the best of anything. It's not the worst, in my opinion. Like one thing I really took note of when I was listing the worst Call of Duties is I didn't see a bunch of BO6 and BO7. They're just in this position where it's not somebody's most loved. Definitely not. Also, the Call of Duty Twitter community channel or something is a Warzone beta of some kind. And I'm not really a Warzone guy, but that's the thing. I know I think Call of Duty is in a better position after Warzone is not doing it. It's just better. There's no idea what the state of Warzone even is. Like, even some of the people that have watched consistently play Warzone, most of them haven't even been on. And whenever I tune in, I have no idea what it's about. You haven't seen any of the mastery camos or anything, right? We just know that there's a mastery camo for each mode. I don't really care overall, but it's nice when the camo is actually good. Good doesn't mean that it has to be flashy or anything. It just has to be, you know, nice. A good low-key camo that's worth the exclusion. It's not too much, it's not too little, it's perfect. Right in between, right there. I'm really hoping we don't get like a Damascus, and it doesn't need to be like insane explosion, star nebula. Speaking of the camo brand, exclusive piece posted about that I haven't actually talked about before. Seems like, well, just looking at the
Yeah, you got one little victory yesterday. Congrats, dude. You got one win. You want a cookie, Hassan? You want a cookie?
It seems like everyone had. Now that got me thinking, is it actually true? Maybe in the small game modes, imagine shit and everybody would just spawn in with tactics. I mean, it's actually kind of genius. Obviously, it's not confirmed that it works like this. But if the small maps immediately just random, I think that's a really good quality of red change. All of these Call of Duties, all of these years, you really had to run tac maps, these small modes. It would end up freeing up per slot, whatever slot that is in.
Do I get to do
But
the sacrifice myself?
Maybe only the control mode is exclusively like that, regardless whether that's legit or not. I am excited. I get so much dopamine during the candle run. It's not.
Oh my god.
Actually, I was this close to uploading Elden today. To say, I did do a little test run though. I really haven't lost a step at all. I first tried Malenia, Gold, Godfrey, the Elder Beast, Fire, Lana.
Oh my god, they can never let this bullshit go. This is why they lost to Trump, because of identity politics. Jesus Christ, dude. I don't want the Democrats to win, I want conservatives to win. But good God, this is why you guys fucking lost to Trump, is identity politics, man. It's so stupid. Jesus Christ. You're so stupid. The fake doctor. He's a fake doctor, Sean. He's fake. He's not a real doctor. A fucking loser. Like creep. This guy's such an idiot.
Dude, imagine, just give me the no-scope collab. Why not? Fuck it. There's, I think, no one knows state of play dedicated to Phantom Blade Zero as well. They just dropped like an 11-minute long report.
This guy is such an idiot. Yeah, dude. It's guy's a fucking retard.
That way it's like, well, maybe people will take me more seriously. If I'm learning this close.
Yeah, well, that's communist one-on-one. That's what communists believe in.
This guy's sneaking in the other really annoying thing in this game is the people that are sneaking. I knew that it was bad back when I played, but like, holy fuck, it's actually crazy. Like, even though World of World of Warcraft slime all over the place and hitbox. In this game, your character's straight up invisible. What's happening on my screen versus their screen? It's a wild disconnect. Then you're stacking the peer-to-peer and the general like connection experience of the game. They're straight up not even fighting people that you can do. If I see anyone doing that, I just leave it straight up. That Phantom Blade trailer showed a whole lot of shit in there.
Yeah, this is so stupid. We talked about this earlier. It's so stupid.
We're fighting like the Kung Fu legends from the movies. This game is a full-blown Kung Fu. The animations are gorgeous. The aesthetic is like dark and edgy. A lot of people initially were saying that it's so bad. I think that it's gonna have its own elements. I imagine it's gonna be like actually approach this game with some difficulty with like Souls kind of checklists. That's
Yeah, it's we talked about it earlier. It truly blows my mind. These fucking leftists keep talking about identity politics and this, with this fucking, sex changes for fucking kids, dude. It's just, bro, this is the reason why they lost to Trump. Because that was their entire campaign message, besides calling Trump a fascist and all that stuff, was, sex changes for illegal aliens, sex changes for minors. This is why they lost to Trump. This is why Democrats' establishment is unpopular, because it's bullshit, because they can never give up identity politics. They will keep losing to Trump and the Republicans if they keep talking about this. So, it's like, dude, talk about affordability. Talk about, healthcare. Talk about infrastructure. Talk about education. Talk about important shit like those things. Not these fucking sex changes for people. It's fucking stupid, man. In public-owned AI companies, dude, this is like, oh my god, they just want. It's so stupid. It's just so stupid. He's basically just saying, if you own a company, fuck you. We're gonna take it over. We own it now, bitch. You don't get control of your company anymore because we get rid of the means reduction. We're gonna control everything. So we control by the state. And this is how much money you're gonna get, and how much money you're gonna be taxed. And we can get this to control how much property. It's so fucking stupid. Just literally it's just literally kind of some one. It's just funny that Son had a meltdown. Like, it truly makes me happy when I see a Son have a melty. So, but we'll go look at this. So Stephen A, was talking about the some of the primaries yesterday. He's talking about the state of the Democrats. He's talking about the midterms. So, see what he has to say. We'll watch this, then we'll get into reacts. Because I know we haven't done the reacts the last 2 days. We haven't done reacts this week, but we'll do reacts after we finish this, okay?
Because when people rant, tell their story,
But
it takes a lot away from the actual
core
facts that are at play. It's even the ones that are doing it are the ones that are controlling it. It's fucking weird. If anything, every narrative is going to be challenged at all times and to be tried.
It's crazy that like you're literally doing the
Yeah, I
level
know. Ran down towards the slippery slope.
what's being discussed.
Weird shit.
Like everybody knows what you're talking. Everybody knows what's being discussed, but you're pretending to not understand that and using these like very general terms to like make an argument of triviality towards what you're saying as if he's overreacting. That's not what's being discussed, and he knows that. This is always the point in which people like Sneeko, I think, lose.
Yeah, we have a crisis with the war. You're wrong.
When people
Healthcare is expensive.
I will say that the moment that I see somebody do that, he is in the way like Sneeko is not stupid, right? And you think you're stupid, he's certainly not.
And his family, and his boys. This ton of money. Yeah. Yep, the tankies. No, they've been taken over by the fucking tankies. They've been taken over by these fucking communists. Someone's taking over the fucking Democratic Party with his comrades. Yep. Luckily, she lost yesterday. So hopefully it's a step in the right direction that she lost. Normal, we want normal.
I disagree with the way that he acts, but I don't think he's like I've never had a personal
Oh shit. Good shit.
Do you really think that the people that are saying they want to support you don't have an idea in their head of where you're going to go?
I am trying to talk to them to get it
Like the immediate, there's like probably, like the only problem with that would be them fighting over whose idea gets to go.
What's going on? Explain it to me. I want you to take.
Like this is really out of under perspective. I don't allow people like it's not like disrespecting me. Like I don't really even think about what other people do. Like allowing a person to disrespect me or imply that I view that person's behavior as something that I need to correct. It's not really a big deal. I don't care really what people say. So if you put her hands where you want to, whether she just got to be it was so bad. In front of the
You never said anything to resist the tyranny. You never just say something.
I feel like he's a little too threatened, you know what I mean? Like this dude needs to chill out. The stuff is really getting him. He's going out. Oh my god. Smile with your face and hate them in your heart. Playing on that Mercilicious with Sneeko.
I just call it LC.
Have that perspective. I smile in someone's face and then I stab them in the back.
Talk about
And the
combo.
reason why
You're
is
talking
that
about combo.
my mentality, I'm not talking about Sneeko. I don't think I've stabbed Sneeko in the back. But like in general,
I always just simply choose the path of least resistance to achieving a goal. And whether this is being a duplicitous, lying piece of shit and betraying people, whether it's telling people that they want to hear,
I'll be taking advantage against. I would take advantage of these retards. Mhm.
I really don't care what I need to do. I just do whatever I think the best option is.
I know.
I have no limiting factors here.
Let's put on AI filters and then he went to the Mecca, only place of prayer, and he's like holding you with his phone out.
Something really I didn't even realize. Wow, that's actually bad. Nobody else has the
Nah, I don't like him.
What do they do to you here? What happened?
Oh my.
They just literally,
Oh my God.
it was like a,
Really?
your kid.
All right, who's next? Who can I talk to first? You
I don't know about that.
Yes. Let's talk over here real quick. What'd you see? Oh man, is it disrespectful to your pronoun?
No, they're putting the commies fuckers up there. Fake doctor. Thank God. Thank God. I'm glad they can't lie. She lost. Thank God she lost. Thank God she lost. Thank God she lost. Thank God that she fucking lost, dude. I'm so happy that she lost still. If I was the Republicans, I would be just seething to the opportunity these fucking dumbass retarded candidates. Oh shit. We're good? We're good here? Sorry. Oh my God. God damn it, chat. How's it fucking chat? Alright. Sorry about that. I don't want my stream to crash or anything. Yep. Yep. A lot of these scientists believe in that shit. And they want to cancel they want to get rid of the presidency. Even AOC did fucking endorse her too.
This third dimension, like, what are we doing?
To save somebody getting pinned by a car, okay? These are,
Come on.
this guy
These
goes
are the people
bare fears into
I agree.
Actually against the system being
What is going
Yep.
on?
directly responsible for the largest vote count in the history of the country by far.
Who wants to be a Hassan biker so bad?
This is again why people are not on the side. They're so brainwashed and they're siding with the people that are destroying this country. And the people that really matter first for me.
You sound like
I need you to know that.
That's the so now being paid to say, yeah, it's really nice. Let's go give them all another one. What is this?
Oh my God, dude.
I'm sorry, guys, but he goes a joke and a joke and it's
You just wanted to tell them
He's like a washed up advertisement, but instead of specking for charisma,
Please do. Do it.
Since 2022, his audience of children and mentally challenged adults, I mean myself,
Do it.
grown up and everyone realizes that people has got
He needs to know this. So they approach you to talk.
Darvo tactics.
They're mad that I'm saying inshallah.
Oh my God. This is your song.
Maybe I'm wrong, which is very possible.
The song, this is your girl, by the way. This is your queen. The song, that's your queen. That's his queen. That was back before the Iran war started. It was before the Iran war started.
Just one more time, walk me through.
That's his queen. That's the song's queen. What? Is there another one of her? Oh, she had a lot of bad ones. You shouldn't vote for it, dude. I would really vote for Trump, but God would never vote for her.
And it is crazy that, like, ever since they
Yeah. Trump memed on her. Trump memed on her. That's fucking wild. Not true. Oh my god. She's such a bitch. I can't believe she was the nominee for the Democrats. Oh my god. Thank God she's not president. Oh, he's fucking hilarious. I like him. This guy is hilarious. This guy's hilarious. True. The fake dog for
Plus, I can stack it, get better spread with the China. And give even bigger payout when I'm right. One lineup, one out, all the picks. Prize Pickers now available in 50 states, including California, Texas, Georgia, and Florida. Biggest garden women's basketball.
I think it's hilarious. Nah, I think it's funny.
Run your game on the W and Prize Picks, America's #1 sports pick app. Vegas, baby, more. That's Cody Shannon. You get $150 instantly in line.
Yeah, she didn't make it to the island. Well, yeah, because Biden dropped out so what? Nothing comes to mind. Nothing comes to mind. Yep.
This is like
Nope. Yep. It is. Yes. Yep. Yep.
The New York Giants, I'm not sure.
Alexandra, you understand that? Please, like,
Here's what's happening. Okay. want to explain your chart to you. I was excited watching Dr. Space, but I need you to slide it a little bit. Okay? That's fine. I just need you to slide it a little bit for me.
I don't like JD fans. Don't trust them. I don't trust JD fans. Do not. He was originally my first choice. Yep. He was originally my first choice. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't take that unnecessary money. They trying to beat you to them. To prevent any further damage to any property or any further
Yep.
I'm just saying, you know, when you're young and you like to, you know, man, you by any means, I do that. Flip over the whole line. You know what I mean? Get out there.
Nope. Fuck no. Never fell for that retarded fuck. She hasn't done anything in the Senate besides pass one bill. Fuck no. But let's say it's such a shithole, homeless issue, economy's awful there. Fuck no. Cost of living expensive, all the taxes. Homeless issue.
Hey, the boy got mortgages and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, you got kids, they have bills.
I don't know a lot about him, to be honest with you.
Are you blowing it up?
Don't know a lot about him.
Asking about what this process is going to look like 2 months ago before major.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about that guy.
Quite frankly, bro, with the limit.
Oh my God.
The last month and a half.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about that guy, to be honest with you. Yeah, I can't really afford opinion on
I
him.
don't think I'm having a midlife crisis.
Fuck no. She's a retard.
Hydra next year, right? I'm gonna try, bro. You think I want them to leave? I don't know what's gonna happen, bro. I have no idea. We still had Major Ford, Chance, and PWC. They were already asking for expensive played out. But Stratco, I love that motherfucker, bro. I'd
Yep.
play for the rest of his life.
Nope. Crime's really bad up in Illinois. That's happened under his watch.
What time is it in Paris? Like 1 a.m. Hey, that 2 a.m.
I don't know.
How you tenderize meat? You eat on it. You tenderize it.
Yeah. No.
I genuinely do think, well, 1, he's either busy, 2, he's
Maybe.
either sleeping. But
Maybe. He's a moderate. He's a moderate. Maybe.
GG, Straps days, Hydra 100%.
Well, he's Jewish, so.
The only outlier that can really fuck things up is if Falcons would have paid Scrap Hydra.
I like that.
Scrap, like,
Maybe.
150 or 200K
Maybe.
more. But I don't know.
I don't know about him. I don't really know a lot about him.
Salaries. I don't know. I will say, I wouldn't understate it. And listen, maybe my perception of LAPs, besides like playing rock and now maybe gentlemen because of that event in Paris, I still think like listen, I am very far removed from being a player. when I was younger. And there were things that were important to me and things that I developed and things that I wanted from the team. But I really only played for like 2 or 3 teams. I played for Optic and Envy.
I don't know a lot of them.
But I was a career Optic man. I think LA Thieves is like a desirable team to play with. We make really good content. We've got great apparel. We've got great sponsors. We've got all the bells and whistles. I don't know. I don't know what players value nowadays.
Nah, not really.
I'm not sitting here acting like we need those things because we can't pay our players. We have a great budget for this next year. We're going to try to re-sign Scrap and Hydra. But in my opinion, if you were asking,
he's a loudmouth.
I have not competed.
Well, he spoke for like 30 hours, man.
I would think that LA Thieves, you would want to be a part of that team. If you could be a part of any team other than Optic, I feel like I'd want to be a part of LA Thieves. I'm really not even trying to stroke myself or the organization or pat myself on the back. I'm just looking at it optically. Like LA Thieves in the last 4 or 5 years had a great legacy.
I'm not
great
afraid,
staff
though.
behind them and have won a lot. There's like a legacy there. I don't know. I think.
Yep, he's already doing that. Me with El
That's the way that
Sayed.
I see it. I don't know. I'm not. I just. It's hard. It's hard to say. I don't know what it looks like from players nowadays. I don't know how they perceive LA Thieves or if they care about shit like that.
Yep.
But like if you ask me, no offense to Boston, I mean I don't know this one.
Well, she lost.
I don't know 99% of dollars.
Nope.
But if you ask me, a player, would I want to play for LA Thieves over Boston Breach, Ravens? Like I'm not.
I agree.
Not even trying to disrespect them, but like if I want to play for a team and I was a player right now, I'd want to play for either Optic, Thieves, or Gentlemen. Or Face.
I sure hope so, man. I sure hope so. I fucking hope so. I really hope there is. It's because, God, we're under shithole right now. Hopefully there's not any more fucking damage by somebody's office, dude.
No shit. It's a bummer if you're an LA Thieves fan
Mike.
for both years.
I like him.
Scrap and Hydra that we get to champs and we look very dominant in major 3 or major 4.
I was originally gonna vote for him. He was originally my first choice. Originally my first choice.
We had Ghosty and Envoy. We got the champs. We shit the bed. We got DW.
Make a review.
Thieves lost major 4 this year. I honestly still think they should have won. And then we went to the champs. Did not play well. EWC, they actually looked pretty good. I watched every match we played. Every map we played. I didn't actually see all the maps to support. That's cap. But I assumed we were going to beat them. But I didn't watch a lot of clips of him. And Zach Phoenix were inside on stage.
I agree.
I
agree with the Santas. Yep.
Like they were happy to see each other, fight against each other. But yeah,
Yep.
overall we played pretty well. Man. It's just, it's unfortunate.
No.
It's kind of worked out, but
Nope.
kind of hit a brick wall, literally, unintended with the green wall against Object.
Yeah, he's slick. He's a siege.
Once again, Hector told me if they were going to try to go out
Yeah,
to
and homeless issue.
anybody on the team.
Yeah.
And they also just
Oh, who
beat
knows?
WC and they made it to the grand finals.
We'll see, man. I don't know.
Every tournament this year, bro, they make a change. And honestly, I really don't check the cocky player subreddits much anymore because those. And I'll tell you guys.
Yeah, I know, really.
I hope you. Listen, I've been on the cocky. I've been on Reddit longer than most 99%. This is true. I'm not saying that.
Yep.
But I've been using Reddit since like the dating era and sophomore year of high school. I used to love reading Reddit when I was on Optic because everybody was so nice to us. The Optic Gaming subreddit, I think.
Yeah, to come to my state, sadly, to come to my state, Texas.
Fans that shit most of the time. You motherfucker. I've got a drink or two of me, and I'll just say it. I mean,
I agree. I agree. I agree. I've been saying it for years.
And the first post that
I agree. I do.
First thing I saw was, have we lost our clutch ability? I mean, do you know how fucking unbelievable it is? Especially the era that I played on Optic. For you guys to be in the grand finals every year.
I absolutely agree with that.
Like individual year, on top of the fact that you just won champs.
I agree. Yeah. Some of those candidates that let's see, they mentioned, like AOC, fuck no, never fell first. Too much of a retard. Just done nothing in the Senate. Besides, spent like $1 billion like during Biden's tenure. Cowboys said, fuck no. Go look at the Cowboys got the highest unemployment. They've had higher unemployment than actual national unemployment. Taxes are through the roof up there. There's like 6 different taxes that people have to pay there. They have a homeless issue, affordability issues, houses. Like if my house would be like $1 million in California. You know, Josh Field maybe. I would probably maybe that's one I would probably think about. He's been governor for like 2 years in Pennsylvania. He seems like I've seen like I don't really know a lot about him. I've seen like a moderate, so that's like a like a good thing. I don't know a lot about Westmoreland, to be honest with you. Corbett is no. Buttigieg, no. So, like the Saints was reaching my first choice, before Trump became the nominee. Marco Rubio, maybe. Maybe. No way. I don't want to talk. See, no way. All right. We haven't looked at reacts in the last couple of days because we've been busy with all the political stuff. We go watch the Ackman. He says Sony's digging your own grave. It's like a 20-minute video. We haven't watched a gaming video on the stream in a little bit, so.
Just a bad part of training camp, you don't love. Can it all come together? Can the Bengals?
In other words, there are probably 30 to 40 million illegal.
I haven't really paid attention to any like any gaming Sony related stuff in a while. So I've just been busy with other stuff.
And says outrageous things and trolls people and sharks. Yeah, but
if they get just
yes, but he did lie. But Trump is doing it because he triggering effect it will have for him to say it, and that's why he says it. And that's why I support him saying it.
So it's okay to lie as long as you trigger people hard enough? Is that the role that we're supposed to take?
No.
That's essentially what you said, because you're saying he's just triggering people. He triggered his own side into a massive riot at the Capitol on January 6th. So I don't know what you mean when you're saying,
no,
I just do it to other people. The reason why it was going to be a thing for the Wild Fronts is because you're sending
prove it to us.
You had another couple donate $10,000 on your.
You like how you break the law. You did the fighting yourself.
Because there
was I thought it was illegal. Yes. I thought it was a clever way to get around the campaign finance.
That's called breaking the law.
I know Coach would like me to.
Now we're going to get to today's debate of Trump, pro, and con. Let's start by introducing our speaker, who will go first. Dinesh D'Souza is a best-selling author, award-winning filmmaker, and veteran of intellectuals who has shaped America's political debate for decades. Welcoming Dinesh D'Souza. Running on your lap, better known as Destiny, is a political life streamer renowned for his rapid-fire style and his sense of experience creating across the spectrum. Please join me in welcoming Destiny. With that, I've got the Tigers there. And then reminder, gentlemen, I'll just have to take your microphone out to the frequency of that stand as well once you go up. And the next one first is 5 minutes over. And I'll start that on your first word.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here for this debate about Trump. Because I want to make the argument that Trump is the polarizer, is the transformer, is the bull in the china shop. His great function has been to expose the rotted interior of American politics. The rotted interior that ripping up the taxpayer to the benefit of a small, privileged elite. We have created a system in this country. It is fairly ancient pedigree. It goes back to the progressive movement starting in the early 20th century. Its great villains are Woodrow Wilson, FDR, LBJ, Obama, Biden. And essentially what progressivism is, it's progress, in quote marks, away from the founding. And modern progressivism has
essentially built itself around targeting white heterosexual male. That is the enemy, and the whole system is based upon demonizing that guy, destroying him, blaming it for all the sins of the world, and constructing a rip-off around that to benefit people who don't fit that description, like my opponent here. Trump, in some ways, conscious of this, and in some ways not. And breaks all the rules. It speaks like the president, full energy, and his sponsor has been ultimately to blow open the doors on what is really going on. Expose the crooks in politics. By the way, many times in both parties, mainly on the left, but also some on the right. Expose how platforms which have become platforms of censorship. Trump. And Trump has done this at great personal expense, great personal risk. He has ultimately put his freedom on the line. He has risked his entire empire and prosperity, and more than once he has risked his life. I mean, what more can you ask of a guy? Now, on the foreign policy front, Trump has pulverized two of our terrible enemies. Iran, which is a global menace, and Venezuela, which was an outpost for Iran. Trump has done this cautiously. He's done it in his traditional Trumpian style. Basically, it's the style of the Western hero who goes into the bar, pistol whips a few of the guys, and walks out. And his message is as a new sheriff in town. So even if Trump were to quit and exit Iran now, by the way, he will have left that country.
That's Astrobot. It's kind of crazy they just gave one game here 2 years ago for Black Myth Wukong. I really thought Black Myth Wukong was going to game of the year back in 24. It was freaking Astrobot. Oh my god, that was so crazy.
Now, on the domestic front, Trump's role has been economic as well as cultural. Cultural, Trump has done a lot to provide patriotism, a genuine love of the founding, a genuine love of America. He has, and he's not doing this single-handedly. Let's remember Trump are the movement that he represents. And that movement is to expose radical feminism and the perversion as inflicted on the family. That movement has done a lot to expose the kind of way in which a lot of these portraits, many of them Republicans, by the way, are basically poors. And they will go along with the system if you offer them money. And the left has figured it out. And so a lot of the hypocrisy of the left is basically, don't pay you off if you come over to our side. And that explains the behavior of Zuckerberg and Bill Gates and all of these sort of professional whores of the American political scene. And if it wasn't for Trump, not only would these people not be exposed, they would still be out. They would still be squeezing you by the throat, squeezing you by the neck. Couldn't occur on social media platforms just a few years ago. You just got to remember the token scheme that the left set up in the Biden era. That's where they want to go. Now, the reason that they loved it, they kind of had to put on your throat and mine. And this gave them a great deal of pleasure. Trump is never stopped all this. So we still have a long way to go. Is there going to need to be a MAGA movement post-Trump? Yes. And quite honestly, my son-in-law, Brandon Hill, who represents the district next to here, I spent most of yesterday with those guys, charting out a little bit of where this needs to go. But Trump, I think, is, Maggie Hinchman said this yesterday, I think, an immensely consequential figure, perhaps the most consequential figure of the 21st century. This is a guy who's kind of made mostly for the good. Thank you very much. New York, you know, quarterback is hard. The dropout rate among Navy SEALs per class, 75 to 80.
We're pretty far apart in reality. So I'm not sure we'll go through that in this debate.
We
I
want
thought a
you
little
to
bit
be
about
open,
what
and that's
Trump
mostly NFL quarterback.
bad president.
Matt
I
Stafford
actually
had
think that
13
in
years
some
in
regards,
Detroit.
Trump is a pretty good
Jared
president.
Goff got to a
Not
Super
the United
Bowl, but his
States of
coach
America.
failed on him. Justin
I
Herbert
was concerned
finally
about
gets
looking at things
Harbaugh,
that fix
and
in this
now
country.
finally
On the
he
domestic
has
front,
Harbaugh and
look
what's
at
considered
election.
top of the class offensive
Conservatives talked
coordinator.
about over and over and over again.
Mahomes
They
is
like
off
to
the
use the
nature.
budget.
Josh Allen
Shot
can't
at
get a
them.
Super Bowl.
Salesforce and George
Lamar
Bush.
Jackson, now it looks like he's
They
slow.
found essentially
It's like
nothing.
Navy
There was an
SEALs. It's
alter
not meant to
disbanded at
be
this
easy.
point. Nobody
You gotta
even
be
mentions
super
it anymore.
talented. Can't get
When initially came
You're
in,
gonna have turbulence. You may not get the greatest
$2
coach,
trillion
and you gotta take the coaching. Here's what I know about Caleb
In the
Williams.
end, he ended up saving
He had one major issue.
for
He was getting sacked too much.
everybody's talking
It
about
literally got 70% out of it, but mostly the same offensive line.
we have our
It's like,
massive
okay, that's the guy that's
problem where supposedly 20,
He's gotta get more accurate. I only been to one practice. I watched him for 2 hours Sunday. He is absolutely accurate.
3 million
You gotta take the coaching.
numbers.
You're gonna craft it.
Have an
You're gonna
ice that is
fail.
more popular than it has
This
been
whole
since
thing
its
is not
inception. We have
no,
one organization that is not achieving
Nine
results
quarterbacks
for
are
other
left.
people getting it. Now you have
This is the one I really like. He's only had 12 starts. We don't know.
defund
I
and
really like
disguise,
it.
and they have been
And I did say,
in
you know, Justin
you
Fields, I thought was
fourth
tall.
in popularity of the United States across the world. On the foreign front, we have handled the Iran situation, which is actually Iran's place to become
My gut feeling was Stanford, Kyle Shanahan, they figure out every other
in
point.
some ways tragically very surprisingly a good years ago.
It was athletic, but not athletic enough.
And so much money to reduce away in exchange for the non-communications.
You weren't a big fan. You weren't a huge fan. You were small.
more money to
You were not a Jay
learn throughout the country.
I don't think it's a developmental
And
issue.
you have Russia and Ukraine, where absolutely no progress has been made in abroad. As all across Europe and many of the United States, is an empire, is a trading partner,
Whatever it is,
is actuality,
bad
democracy, more.
coaches, people fire,
I'm
a
not
coach
really
online,
sure.
bad special teams. Years, that's an NFL touchdown, rookie quarterback. Yeah, he's got it. I don't know if it was
I do think that if you are an enemy to the United States, if you're China, I think that you'd like to obey that Donald Trump is a control politics because it gives you. Now you can laugh about it, but they're looking at Taiwan. They're looking at Taiwan over there. Donald Trump is
Sean McVay.
I guess there's a little bit of watching with them.
At the
They're
and
gearing up
maybe
to
it's the
do
geography,
whatever it is they
but
want
the
to do.
situation very up in the corner
Hong
of the Pacific Northwest.
Kong. You look at Russia
Maybe it's the
and you
fact
see
that they
it
don't have
does. Ukraine has been lackluster elections, and you see a lot of them to navigate
even
and maneuver
Vegas.
biggest European.
So Baltimore Ravens, 8-9 team last year, with the first Super Bowl loss.
Just, I guess we'll hash it out the entire story here, but I think that Donald Trump has failed to fulfill every single thing he promised the party, other than I guess hosting the same and I think it's weakened the United States position around the world and probably made our adversaries feel more comfortable in their constant belligerence of us and our
A new
allies.
O-line, a bad O-line, and a new receiver. JSN, well, we didn't know if he was a number one. Yeah, the offensive line was, I think,
Thank you very much for that opening as well. We'll jump
They were a
into
bad
the
offensive
dialogue.
line.
And then just a little reminder, everyone here
Rookie Grace Hill. Up there on the line.
So once you're done,
Last year, a long lead in the NFC West, and they had to play the Rams, Stafford,
Now,
and
I guess
the
we started-
Patriots, and Kyle Shanahan in the physical
it was a disaster.
So,
By what measure?
4 teams, 4 years, for the
Well,
first time in
he
years.
started a
Same head
war
coach,
of
same locker room,
annihilation,
same culture,
right
same
away,
city,
they focused
same
on,
house,
and he wanted
And
to have more control over this group,
same number one
more
receiver, same offensive line.
than they had it. And
I
he
don't
for the
know,
last
that
50
kind of
years.
continuity to me.
control over the straight up one position.
Literally, the
Who controls the straight up one position?
Is open.
Aaron Rodgers, the best offensive line.
Well, anyone could pass through, who
Did not
controlled it?
look like Lamar Jackson last year. He was a smaller version.
No, it was
The guy who was dependent on his legs.
Well, It
The other
was
thing about
controlled by
Seattle,
Iran
not
from the
eight
beginning,
together.
controlled by Iran.
Now,
Now,
players,
the real issue is this.
There are 3 or 4 major powers in the Middle
When
East.
you say controlled by,
Well, let me say my
controlled
piece.
by, what do you mean by that?
What I'm saying, if you have a narrow strait that is basically sitting in the backyard of a mountain, so as a practical matter, the country that happens to have that proximity is going to exercise a large degree of control. That's a simple fact. Now, if you annoy Iran, you log its facilities, you destroy its navy, you pulverize its air force, you produce a bubble, they're going to cling to the Strait of Hormuz and go, yeah, we got a hold of this. So I understand that Iran is grabbing a hold of the Strait of Hormuz and it's panic because that's all they have left. But you're making it sound like they're somehow stronger than they were before. I'm saying that the opposite is true. Egypt and Saudi Arabia and Jordan, look at a little country like UAE, which was essentially a kind of fly compared to Iran. UAE is stronger than Iran right now. Iran doesn't dare attack the United Arab Emirates. UAE can pulverize Iran. So the truth of it is, the combined force of the United States and Israel has leveled Iran to the ground. Now, in a country of 90 million, that's rather large, it's more easy. They're going to war, grabbing every mullah and pulling him out. The Iranian people frankly have to do that, and I hope they do. I would encourage them to do it. I would give money to send a million rifles into Iran to arm the Iranian people against the government. But I support the Reagan doctrine, which is that people should fight for their own freedom. It's not our job to liberate Islam. It's our job to protect our own interests in America first. Promise me that.
In what way do you think Iran is going to straighten out they
No, I'm saying it's the same way that they have before, but they are consistently no, that's not control means. If I control my backyard, I might allow people to pass through. They're passing through at my behest, at my signal. So I can charge them money if I want to go through. I still have the same degree of control. Now, I mean, besides it,
you can modify the statement then. Deadly, I guess, restraint over the country regardless, their control of the state has changed in character in a way that is not right. So I agree with that. I still don't fully understand. And the only way for us to do that situation is to be stronger nation than it was.
the entire terror network, not only of the Middle East, I'm not just talking about Hamas, Hezbollah, I'm not just talking about around in the north part of Africa, but extending through Venezuela, Hezbollah in South America. Iran was the malefactor. Iran was the hub. They were doing it from their base. So covering the base is what we set out to do. Now, you may not think that's a good idea. You may like the terror network. You may think that, as Tucker Carlson says, Hamas is a political movement. It's like the Labour Party. It's, of course,
Holy shit.
Muslims are doing great stuff in America, in Australia, in Canada. We need more of them. We need more Boston, Dallas. If you take that view, then you're going to think it's sad. If you agree that there is an Islamic project that began in the 7th century, long before Israel, and the Muslims conquered the Holy Land, they're the original colonizers. They have just realized that there are geeks like you who are buying the rhetoric of anti-colonialism, and so they mouth that rhetoric in the Ilhan Omars of the world, but they are the original colonialists. The Muslim view is colonialism is great when we do it, and it's not good if anybody else does it. And the reason they don't like Israel is really simple, because Israel is the force that is stopping them from colonizing the entire Middle East. That's why Israel is the little thing.
And yet Israel is the country that is the most opposed to the deals that Trump is trying to cut now with Iran. Because very secure networks that we claim to be magically defunded. We have a new that Hezbollah is poised more powerful and more peaceful than ever, because Iran is now going to be active the Strait of Hormuz. They're showing the entire world that this attacks the United States and Israel combined, something that used to be done only in theory or in word before, and now it's been demonstrated in actuality. And Iran is going to have relations with the world and sanctions with us. Iran Trump was the idea. I don't know where we're at in terms of things to finalize anything. But now Iran is actually going to be free of sanctions. For the first time in my lifetime, And to try to sell this as some massive win, but the service been shown that yes, that it was just going to be months. I guess shortly after that, we're going to have like some ceasefire things, 30 ceasefires. And I'm just so curious if Iran is set up to be such a thing, chasing after heart attacks on the mice, is opposed to the trying to cover it.
Because Israel is against America sometimes. Israel is essentially threatened in the region as we are. Israel has the goal of, I think they set for their minds, they're going to completely remake the map of the Middle East and before fire as the Iranian regime fall. So Israel is committed to the decimation of the regime. Trump, I think, is wisely chastened by the fact that in Venezuela, as in Iran, there are some risks of quagmire getting stuck over there, of risking a large number of American lives. So I think Trump is recovered the wisdom of the Reagan doctrine, which is that people need to fight for their own freedom. They fight, we help.
What was the goal of us attacking Iran?
The goal of us attacking Iran is the goal of taking the number one global menace. And let's remember that the menace of Iran is not the same as, say, the menace of Russia. Russia is basically a Machiavellian great power. They want to increase their scope of influence. Everybody does. China does, Russia does, India does, Brazil does. But Iran is this added factor. And it is a certain ideological messianism, fanaticism. They say things like, we love death more than we love life. They couldn't be more clear about the fact that we are their main opponent. That's why in the Iranian parliament, they burned the American flag. I mean, how stupid are we not to see that they have identified us as their main enemy? And you can't pretend like they're not. They are. And so in all of this, it's a really good idea, if you can, walk over to a place and clobber your adversary and put him on the ground where you can't get up. Now, true, you may decide, once I've done that, I'm going to sign a deal where we don't fight anymore.
Yeah, it's so crazy how I agree these like gaming companies are, how poorly run they are. You know, it's just like the the last like couple of years, it's just been like run by content idiots that feel like push like like identity politics, like microtransactions are just like fucking just overly just charging the earth out these like game passes or these like games, and they're basically like telling you that you can't keep your physical copies once we're after we're like fully done doing it by 2028. So but I haven't played a Sony game in a long time, in a very, very long time. We should like kind of like see what happens. But like I haven't bought a physical copy of a game in like since like 2017. Yeah, it's like 2017. Last time I bought like a physical copy. I just download all my games now. I can't remember the last like Sony game I played. To be honest, I can't really think on that. But like Sony's not the like game company that's doing a bad job. It's doing a shit job, like Free for Free. It's doing a horrible job. Like same with like Bungie. Activision's not doing a bad job around Epic Games, Embark, EA, Jared Kushner bought fucking, EA last year sold with like Saudi Arabia, so it's see, like how that goes. Destiny's like laid off like a lot of their staff, say with like Halo. So yeah, we have to like wait and see. Just like gaming, you understand how stale gaming's been over the last couple of years. There just hasn't really been like a game that really want play. I should play like something like random like games at the moment. I just think like all the microtransactions like destroyed like AAA games in the FPS in the FPS genre. like incompetent, lazy, like leadership at the top. And also I just think that genre, like in my opinion, is just kind of like very, very stale. Basically just kind of like the same thing, basically. So yeah. Like like Wayne City, like Sony is really underperforming like 100,000 like digital copies this year. It's not good, man. It's like really bad. That's like really bad. Really bad. It's like that's awful.
Most of the time,
That's
it works out
awful.
for the better. We've had just to take
So
like a span of my
I wanted to
lifetime,
watch that. I saw that yesterday. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I was covering,
massively
political
friendly
stuff.
adversaries like
So,
Germany and Japan, Italy.
but
Regime change in Italy, by the way, was done by the Italians. They grabbed Mussolini,
now,
strung
to
him
be
out
honest with
in
you,
outside Milan,
fucking
and the outcome was better.
come on,
In the
push
Cold War, there
yourself
was regime change in about 30 countries, all of it to the good. Regime
slow
change,
shit.
not just in the Soviet Union,
Second.
where they abolished the communist system, but regime change in places like Poland, Czechoslovakia, Bulgaria, Romania, the list goes. Countries liberated at the end of the Cold War. Regime
Jesus
change
Christ.
all turned out. I
So
hope we see regime change in
I
Venezuela.
don't know if I watched
But
like another
this
video or just go
regime
look at
change
X.
is, I think, a goal.
I haven't really
Foreign
looked at
policy
X in
always
like
have
a
to measure the means
while, to
that
be
are
honest
used
with
to
you.
achieve the goal. Can we get
So,
regime change in Iran? Yeah, but we may not be well educated. Now, if you look at this Iran
try to
war,
think.
we got to try to be adults about all this. If you
I
get
think
into
I
a
could
war
look
and you
at
have clear objectives, the simple truth of it is, if you then turn around and
Yeah,
say,
just
well,
not
yes,
really else
we
like
lost
really like
7
react to it.
men.
Go look at X, then maybe go like at like TikTok or something like after. See what's been going on X. Preseason starts on Thursday. I'll be watching the preseason. I'll watch that. I'll have to like watch. I have to like watch like these games while I'm in the UK. So
This is a war.
I'll watch these ones. So,
What Destiny is doing here is setting up an
Okay, wait.
absurd calculus. Iran is enduring. What else is
trying to- it's a solid same thing, like anything stupid. No, that's I already saw the.
Similarly, Iran is able to
God, he went with those, what's the best game from 04? You had Sonic Advance, Free, Splinter Cell, Paper Mario, Half-Life 2, Halo 2, GTA, same. Metal Gear Solid, Star Wars Battlefront. Jeez, that's a lot of good games. Half-Life 2 is probably definitely like one of the best games. Halo 2 is arguably that Halo 3 the greatest Halo of all time. GTA San Andreas, one of the best games of all time. Yeah, Star Wars Battlefront, a really good game. Metal Gear Solid, never played Metal Gear Solid, just want to play that's probably one of the better games. You had Doom, you had Fable, that's another really good game. Superman DS, I actually played this on the GameCube and the Game Boy. So those are some good games, man. This one game was actually really good. Man, those were some good times.
Mike McDaniel is
Basically, every single thing you're saying is just not
true.
I mean,
Destiny Rex and someone crashing out over black people. Yeah, let's go look at this.
What do you think it's going to look like for the United States to leave that conflict to emerge feeling like we were first? Because I will tell you that when Obama was in office, supposedly in a president.
This is your golden boy, Democrats. Twitch. This is Twitch, by the way. Twitch.tv. Twitch.tv. Please call supporting showing terrorist propaganda, block traffic, Twitch.tv.
And then he comes in and he does peace in the Middle East.
Alrighty, man. That was awesome. That was kind of interesting, dude.
literally the most obvious manner possible. And then, not knowing how we're going to come out of the bad position better than we were before, for some reason we're trying to pretend like it was a win every single step of the way. So I guess I'll ask, what is it good to do? We look at our exit from Toronto, that's a really good idea that we attacked that.
You know, this is our second time debating, and what frustrates me to you is that
This is from last year. This is from a year ago, by the way.
And you will use terms like this is positive.
He's honestly pretty fucking racist. Black people, any people, any black people here. Why would you want to watch this fucking loser? Why would you want to support this loser?
My premise is the opposite. Obama is trying to help Iran get a nuclear weapon while publicly professing the opposite to his domestic political audience.
Why couldn't they do that in India then?
That was Obama's goal.
Why didn't they do it in India? Why did it not move here then?
Yeah.
Because Iran is on the pathway to getting a nuclear weapon, and they were much closer. Basically, to get a nuclear weapon, you need a certain number of things. First of all, you need the knowledge. They've got it. Second of all, you need the resources. Yes.
That's a very interesting clip. Again, Hassan is such a fucking loser. He's such a racist. It's like this is Twitch, by the way. You can say all this on fucking Twitch, dude. It's just funny how such a shit old Twitch is, man. They allow people to be racist on stream. People could, he fucking, shows terrorist propaganda against the TOS. He abuses dogs. He's called for violence. He was called violence on politicians. He's banned for like 1 day. The people of Twitch wish Hassan a happy fucking birthday. He gets to choose when he wants to when he gets banned. He blocked traffic last year, the ICE protests against the TOS, and nothing happened. It's just such a shit old platform. It's such a fucking cancer. If there's any actual black people watching, all the wags will watch this guy. He literally says he hates your fucking race, and he says it's okay. There's literally a clip of him saying it's okay to bring back fucking leeches, dude. So what's literally what they did during slavery, by the way. So he's just a fucking cancer. All these DC people are fucking racist. Fucking idiot.
Because they haven't got there yet. They were obviously worried.
This is funny. But shopping with one of the two girls. I remember when one boy said had the fish tank was like a little kid. Oh, there it is.
They saw the death of Gaddafi, the fall of Libya. They thought that was a war signal in the Obama administration, but they were friendly towards
That's hopefully TV's wife and baby soon, alright? Hopefully they're okay.
There has been one president that came in and with no mind or thought for what's going on in the Middle East decided to believe that he showed up at DC and said, "You really got to go after Iran." They're a big problem. I don't understand.
Oh, they're having their kid. Okay, so I'm just kind of confused. Yeah, this is what Hassan said about the American flag and the Constitution. It's just like I said, he's the gift that keeps on giving every single day. I have X on my phone, and there's more and more old clips of Hassan saying insane, unhinged, anti-American shit. Let's hear what he has to say.
In the Middle East. The best case in point has to do put pressure on America's own ally, Obama.
Wow. Wow. Democrats, you want to associate with this guy? Says he's fine wiping his ass with the American flag. Hates the fucking country. Hates the country, by the way. He hates the fucking country. What a fucking loser. Dude, he's such a fucking piece of shit. I can't believe fucking Democrat. I can't believe these fucking tankies are literally supporting this fucking loser, by the way. It's just, Like I said, he hates the country. He literally says he would wipe his ass with the Constitution and the American flag. He just called it a piece of paper, by the way. So he doesn't give a shit. You know, this is, like I said, he's the gift that keeps on giving, man. You know, he's such a fucking piece of shit. God, he's such a loser. I know there's like a lot of people, like, you know, there's like a decent amount of people that don't like Asmongold. But I like Asmongold. There's certain guys Asmongold says it would be crazy. But at least Asmongold's a fucking American, at least. Actually cares about the country. You can disagree with some ideas that Asmongold has and say some of Asmongold takes it too extreme. I agree. Some, like I said, I love Asmongold. Some of my favorite shooters. Some of his takes are a little bit fucking extreme. But at least he's a fucking American. Same with Destiny. You can think that Destiny's a fucking asshole. But at least he's an American. There's certain things I disagree with Destiny on, but at least they're both, like Asmongold and Destiny are both Americans. Hassan is not a fucking American. He truly hates the fucking country. He's a Nepo baby. Even though he was born in New Jersey, he's just a classic example of birthright citizenship. You know, both his parents came here illegally to have Hassan in New Jersey. Then they took him back to Turkey for 18 years, and he came back into the country when he started college. Then he, you know, was gifted, you know, like just like a free job with his uncle at the Young Turks, and basically helped him pay his way on Twitch. And he also got, you know, help. He got brought up into the Twitch legal space by Destiny. You know, then he got he got mind. Then Hassan's mind got mind fucked by the Israel-Palestine stuff. That's the only thing this guy ever talks about, because he just used to weaponize the Democratic Party in the country in general. So he just pushes his own agenda. He's a true fucking cancer. He literally says, you know, many times that America deserves 9/11. He thinks that Jewish people are inbred. He says he would wipe his ass with the American flag and the Constitution. He says he has no patriotism. He says he supports the United States of America. He called the America a terrorist organization. He says that black people should get leeches. That's his words. It's not me saying that. That's his words. He says he says he's fine with genocide of white people. He says rape's okay for, like, you know, rich, wealthy white women, since the lesser of two evils. He plays China. You know, he did shady shit with the Cuba stuff, finally the U.S. sanctions. I think he could go on and on and on, all the stuff that he's done over years. He supports Islamic terrorism, he supports the Houthis, he says he's 10 toes down to the Houthis, even though he's against the TOS. He says Hezbollah is his favorite flag. He says he thinks that Hamas is better than America and Israel. You know, I can keep going on and on and on and on, dude. I can. So, yeah, it's just insane. See what else we can like really look on this retarded web. This app is so ass now. Jesus Christ, man. This app used to be kind of good at one. But it's just such a shithole, dude.
Do we really need redwoods from the desert and white robes to do a happy ride? No, we actually want a Saudi commitment to go there.
Perfect night in 2012. Pizza, Nacho Cheese Doritos, Black Ops 2, Halo Reach, Xbox 360 Coke, Disney XD, WWE. That was me as a kid with the pizza, going to my friend's house, you know, both playing Black Ops 2 together, having Doritos, having pizza, having Coke or Dr. Pepper, you know, watching fucking TV, like Nickelodeon or whatever. Then a perfect night hit this year. GTA 6 at the Wayne C. PlayStation 5, no. PC, Coke, yes, Diet Coke. Now, Sandy, no. Pizza, still yes. Beer, no. Doritos, yes. Bro, gaming in 2012 is so much better than gaming now. There's like a better variety of games than we have like right now. It's not even close. And the 360 is the best console of all time. I really do miss those days. Those are some good times, man. You know, I was like, like in elementary school, like, around those times. So it's good times.
Distribution of the fundamental power in the Saudi Arabia and the Gulf States famously.
Oh my God, there's kind of brisket at Buc-ee's.
Already our trading partners and our allies.
That's funny.
Adversarial against us.
Buc-ee's, I do like Buc-ee's, man. Buc-ee's is. We have so much Buc-ee's around where I live. We have one in like there's one in Fort Worth, and all of them are like down like in South Texas. I go to Buc-ee's all the time when I'm like traveling, like all. It's great. It's a great gas station. It's the most famous gas station. It's just so busy. Have clean bathrooms. It's like a huge shit ton of variety. You get like souvenirs from there, like shirts. They do their own like brisket sandwiches. They're really good. They've done like their own like chips and like popcorn. It's really good shit.
He's a stronger from us. And that's what we're going to see because, well, Trump has given us because he had no plan coming into this in the first place.
Your favorite word is poised. And by poised, what you mean is something that's about to happen that hasn't happened that you want to pretend is real. So Iran is poised to become stronger than it ever was.
I really else to look on this fucking app, dude.
What I'm talking about
This app is such a shithole, dude. Jesus
North America,
Christ.
the United States has power relative to Canada, relative to Mexico. If Iran is weakened, that
Footage of McDonald's in 1984 might be less radicalizing than you watch it, right? See what it looked like.
This is the inevitable consequence of bringing.
I was in Alive in 84.
The other side of the seesaw is going to go up.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, McDonald's looks good. God, McDonald's looks a lot different.
I'm saying that Saudi
Look how cheap it was, man. 6-piece nuggets, $1.42. 9-piece nuggets, $2. 20-piece nuggets, $4. Bro, I would love for us to go back to those prices, man. Sadly, we'll never get those prices ever again because you would need massive deflation. That's never going to happen.
Shows that they have had it with Iran.
Jesus
We're on
Christ.
the right side, and Trump is in the process of remaking the Middle East just as he set out to do.
Look how different McDonald's look. There's no, playground. There's like none of that shit. It kind of looked like how Wendy's kind of used to look back in the day, I would say. Cups were different. It was like yellow. Right now it's like just a plastic cup. It's basically just nothing really.
Much stronger than they were before.
Like the fries box were like yellow for temporarily because of the World Cup, but it's just just like red still. The seats are the same, but it's just less. They're white now.
I think now we're technically at -1 deals because
Bro, it kind of looks like a diner, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I know it's not. Obviously, it's McDonald's, but it kind of just looks like a diner. It's how it kind of like looked.
Well, let me focus, if I may, shifting around a little bit here. Just I want to stay on the fundamental issue. It seems to me, okay, Iran is the fundamental issue on the foreign policy front. Seems to me the fundamental issue domestically is immigration.
A long time ago.
And here, Trump has giant
Speed Kaisenet did 121-hour Minecraft marathon done. We'll see. There too, the big Kai and Speed are the best streamers out there right now. Let's have a close.
When you have millions, if not tens of millions of people pouring in, when you have Democrats with a straight face telling us nothing can be done, even though we have immigration laws, even though this
Oh my God, dude! Sorry, headphone users if they're sorry, kind of loud, man.
legalization.
Bro, it's kind of insane that they did like 120-hour Minecraft hardcore stream. I need to go play hardcore Minecraft again, dude. Bro, they are really two of the best streamers right now. It's like close, man. You know what, like Kai's, you know, done with like Shooter University and like in all the in Speed with all doing all the IRL international tours across the world and all that stuff. He's done like a fantastic job with, you know, with all that stuff. Warner Bros. Has officially confirmed that Hogwarts Legacy is in development, so they're making another Hogwarts game. It's interesting. That already came out a couple of years ago. I never played Hogwarts.
I agree that Trump is.
So I guess they're gonna be making another one. I'm sure Astro will talk about when he comes back.
Yes, but he did lie, but he lied about his atmosphere where the media has been lying to our face.
There's never really much on X, so I'll probably go look at TikTok next. Probably go on TikTok. So there's nothing really to like look at on X. So.
Even his own ego is so gargantuan, so big, snaggy, and so huge that there's an element of self-parody to it.
Guess we'll look at TikTok now. He's not a
narcissist at all. He shows it himself. He met my daughter for the first time. My daughter was 21 years old.
This is Jeff. This is Small Warfare 3.
He was at the time the president of the United States. So Trump is a little like Muhammad Ali.
When it had phone users, he was very loud back in the day.
And Ali was like, yeah, I was really smart. And I realized for the first time that Ali knew that he was putting on an act. Ali was putting on the I am the greatest, the Thriller, Manila, to kill the gorilla.
Jesus Christ.
And it's Trump stick. He does the same thing.
Do you think that there's a possibility that he might make himself endearing to you and your family because he knows that you'll go out and you'll make good propaganda pieces for him? Will that ever cross your mind?
Well, psychologically, it should be nice to you also.
I mean, if I was nice to him,
I mean, if all it took, if all it took was Trump having dinner with Maggie Haberman and she'd write a favorable book about it, then that would be a rather easy way to solve our political division.
You kind of like the meals that he's had with Bill Maher, with Bill Maher come out and said amazing things about him.
Well, because Bill Maher saw him up close for the first time and realized this is actually a pretty nice guy.
Or maybe because Donald Trump is a con artist who's made all this money
funny.
Reality TV and not real estate, and he makes a living by making fun impersonations on Bill Maher.
I still remember watching that Super Bowl. I picked the Falcons to be the Patriots in the Super Bowl. You know, I felt really good when they were up like 20-3, and they just choked. The Falcons stopped running the football. They just kept throwing. Matt Ryan took a dumb sack and fumbled the ball, and they didn't do anything in the second half. Falcons have never been the same since then. They've only made the playoffs like one time since then.
And Trump is so manifestly doing this that I think
that Super Bowl might be solidifying Brady, in my opinion, as the GOAT after that.
If the 2020 election hadn't been stolen, I could probably have won California.
Maybe that's untrue.
Trump actually knows it's untrue. But Trump is doing it because he knows the triggering effect it will have for him to say it. And that's why he says it. And
that's the play that won the Super Bowl.
It's okay to lie as long as you trigger people hard enough? Is that the rule that we're supposed to do?
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know this shit, guys.
Own side into a massive riot at the Capitol on January 6th. So I don't know what you mean when you're saying.
Holy shit, man.
This is like.
Holy fuck. Jesus Christ.
Michelle Obama is the most beautiful woman in America. Right? Everybody knows it's
Jeff Clifton. I love watching old Jeff because I still like Jeff, but Jeff was a lot more funnier back then. Obviously, he's a lot older now. We're kind of calmed it down, but he was a lot funnier.
Like, come on. Donald Trump is not a
no one knows that Trump has been a playboy in his earlier days.
Such a playboy that he has.
Yeah, this is Small Warfare 3.
we can do a lot of this stuff is claims and counterclaims, and we also live in a system, unfortunately, where even juries have become untrustworthy in a polarized environment. A case in point is the January 6th defendants. Most of those guys went before absolutely one-sided juries. 11 out of 12 Democrats, not a jury of their peers. Again, should they have broken at the Capitol? No. But were they over-prosecuted, over-punished? People actually took their lives over this incident, committed
So
suicide.
funny.
The Biden
God, those
administration did
cards
that
are
to
so
them. And it
fun
did that
back in the day. I had
really
so
why?
much fun on
Because many of those people
COD
are white.
4, Modern Warfare, the original Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, BO2, the original MW3. God, those were some tough in World War. Also, those were some good days, man. Those were some good old days, man. That's why COD was great before it turned to shit. COD is, in my opinion, has never really been the same since Ghost. Like, Ghost wasn't awful compared to some shit that we've experienced for the last, like 10 years. Like, the problem is, Ghost just came at the wrong time. It came with the heights of, like, it came right after Black Ops 2. And Black Ops is arguably, you can see it's the origin between that and Modern Warfare 2 is the greatest COD. Massive fucking if Ghost came on timeline at the moment, I think he would, but it's definitely, I would say Ghost is better than I would say it's better than World War II. It's better than Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 was okay, but I only liked it. The only reason I played a decent amount of Black Ops 4 was because like Blackouts. That's then Modern Warfare 2019 was the last season COD we had. I like the gunplay, I like the guns in that game. The movement was pretty good. The maps sucked. The maps were really that great. Cold War sucked. The movement was awful. I did like the Cold War guns. I like the Craig 6, the Mac 10, the FAR, and like DMR and all that. The maps weren't very good. Vanguard sucked. The Modern Warfare 2013 was already the worst COD of all time. The maps were awful. The movement was terrible. There was like really like good guns. Warzone 2 was a fucking disaster. El Monstro was okay map, but the 2-2 Gulag was terrible. Having like a fucking AI bots in the fucking game. DMC was a massive flop. It was full of hackers, cheaters, and the usual. The second Modern Warfare 3 was okay. Those things were actually was a fan of it.
Who sells pillows for $14?
Black Ops 6 was it was average. I'll give it that. Black Ops 6 is average. I wasn't a fan of Black Ops 6. It just wasn't really that good, to be honest with you. They're just kind of a little bit lame. And Black Ops 7 sucked. So I think if it goes around this time period, it would be perceived better. It just came right after the golden era with COD 4, Black Ops 1. Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2. That was like literally the golden era of COD. It came at the wrong time period. So it's just like my opinion.
Where is all of the investigation?
Okay, that way.
For all of the team of peers people they had digging into the background.
It's just funny I'm getting Christmas shit, dude. It's like mid-August, I'm getting Christmas stuff. We're getting closer, but it's like only like mid-August, dude.
Yeah. So the judges were scared to get into it because a judge, by and large,
They're watching peanut butter having sex.
It's too complicated. They've never done it before. Remember those? Hold on. Let me give you a big picture here that I think will convince reasonable people that something fishy happened.
Just having sex while watching peanuts. That's funny.
Obama got
Cypher.
1.5 million votes in 2008.
I should know what.
We got between 65 and 68 million votes
Bro.
in 2008 and 2012.
Bro,
Those two
PK's. Dude, PK's got ripped, man. I remember when PK back in the early Fortnite days was pretty chunky. He still had a lot of weight. He's got pretty jacked up. Is he still doing Fortnite? I remember PK, you know, the last couple of years was like the #1 Fortnite content creator because a lot of the like, you know, main ones did left the Fortnite space. He was like the #1 guy. So I don't know if he is still or not. So it's pretty between him and Mark. Bro, I haven't seen Fig in a long time, man. Oh shit. I haven't seen PK.
Considers it to be a vegetable and a commodity. This Biden is evidently the most popular figure in U.S. history, surpassing Obama and every other Democrat.
How many votes did Trump get in America?
Which one?
Trump got about
60,000.
Tifu's pretty jacked.
Under Donald Trump's presidency, when he is in control of everything, somehow he is able to rig it so that Biden gets.
Tifu's pretty fucking jacked.
And when Biden is
Bro,
how is
Nick
he
ain't very.
to rig it so that Kamala Harris-
Clunky's just fat. Clunky's just fucking fat, dude. Too fat. Clunky's just too fat. I guess what you hear. She just cares about drinking alcohol, dude. Clunky couldn't streams anymore, dude. Alright, guys, I'm gonna hop off. I'll be back on tomorrow. I don't know what I'm gonna play tomorrow.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. Not to mention the fact that the crazy
On this stream was the same thing like what we normally do. So yeah.
By the way, you said every single election since like 2008 has been rigged.
Alright guys, I'm gonna hop off. Enjoyed it, it's a good stream. And alright guys, I will see you guys later. Alright boys. See you guys later.
Ballot boxes are trying to seize voter rolls.
Oh,
We
shit.
still have absolutely no proof whatsoever
See you guys
that the
later.
2020 election was rigged, despite all of you guys repeating it over and over and over again. And I hear this crying about standing